What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today is Monday, March 10th, and you are listening to the number one outdoor podcast in the world, Past the Barb. I am your host, Adam Bartusek, and I am joined by two of my great friends, Mr. Ryan Pinkala.
What up? Glad to be back. Holding down the fort. Still number one. Psyched to be here. Just doing my part. I'm here. We're here. It's a collective thing. It's happening again tonight on time. Who knew?
Yeah. And back from nowhere. I don't think this man's been on a podcast and
it's been a couple weeks.
I was going to say, have you been on a podcast in 2025?
Maybe not. But I'm back. It's a busy ice season.
Who are you? For all our new listeners we've gained while you've been gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Sam Sobi, but it does not matter my name. The only thing that matters is still today. We held it through, I want to say the majority of 2024, but now the full duration of 2025, what has happened so far. We are the number one outdoor podcast in the world, number one ranking. We are the number one outdoor podcast in the world, and that's all thanks to you guys and our wicked big sponsors that just come in paying a ton of money, like Ryan was saying. It's just a ton. It's a lot of money. We're making a ton of money on this.
I mean, we're all contractually obligated to be here for you, really. But hey,
number one outdoor podcast in the world. But we need everybody to go on Spotify and Apple and rate and leave a review, because Sobi, you didn't hear this, but last podcast Maggie dropped that they're probably going to start a Bassmaster podcast, it sounds like, soon. So we really need to pick it up so that we don't end up number 2.
Yeah,
because that could happen. We're actually, you're staring at it right now. You're like, dang, we could get overtaken. So we need everybody to go do the ratings and reviews.
Ramp it up.
And we got a great episode today. Going to be a really fun one. We finally have the full squad back, so we're going to be catching up on everything going on. We got a great guest. Our
unreal guest.
This is actually really wicked awesome.
Very good guest. So we'll have a good time with Frank. We got a weigh-in. We got a little bit of everything going on here. Got to talk some Bassmaster Classic stuff. You name it. So, I think just getting this going. Sobi, what have you been doing that's so important that you couldn't be on the last few podcasts? Please ask. Well, you need to ask for forgiveness from all the PTB members, and you need to try to explain to them why you weren't here.
I have been filming and ice fishing like a banshee in, I guess, kind of the hottest time of the ice season, which is basically January, February-ish. Just been ripping around 100 miles an hour with my head cut off, and honestly, probably fishing way more than I should be. It seems like, I don't know, you just kind of get in a groove. And now that we had wicked warm temperatures, I've been taking advantage of that and been going in and out of the house and bouncing here and there, whatever. That's all excuses, but I just feel like I've been fishing and filming a lot, and I'm excited about that. But I'm really excited about kind of the transition period that we have of now opening the door on spring. And I think today in southern Minnesota it was 60 degrees, and by Friday it's supposed to be 75, which is crazy. Abrupt end to winter, but it's going to jump right into summer.
We need it though, dude. I'm ready.
Yeah. Are you excited to be kind of done with ice fishing, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
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 Did you get it out of your system?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just ready to do something different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like it still. I'd still go, but I don't know. I already got half the stuff kind of put away, and it's just I'm just ready. You gotta cut the cord eventually. So
I've got pictures and memories that are starting to pop up on my phone of you and I doing dirty kayak missions, catching giant pike right around now. Is that in the cards?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what all happens over the next week to 2 weeks on that deal. But I would say as of right now, it's not looking good.
Why do you think it's not looking good?
Dude, there's just the water's so low everywhere.
Yeah.
We just didn't have a ton of snow, you know what I mean? So it's I just think where the water level's sitting, it's going to be tough for that to work, but who knows, man? Who knows?
So in Minnesota, where all three of us are based out of, we have, oddly enough, if you're from out of state here, we have fishing seasons. And walleye is closed, bass is closed, pike is closed. Basically, all game fish are closed, besides rough fish and bluegills and crappies. But on the sections of the Mississippi River and backwaters and stuff like that, that doesn't shut down our border waters. So that's like a fair game play if we're going to try to get some open water action in. And on our lakes, like we've still got a decent amount of ice. So I don't know. We could probably bounce to Iowa. I heard there's people on Okoboji today. We could bounce to some areas to wet a line.
But like, dude, with the weather that's coming up, plus it looks like it's supposed to rain.
Yeah.
Like things can change pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In like, especially in like small areas. So it's like, damn, I kind of want to just like feel it out. Like, I don't want to try to plan something and then like be bummed. Like, I think I'm just going to like, as it happens, go. But there's still plenty of ice fishing to be done too. But I'm just like, I don't know.
I know. And an announcement. I think we're officially 10 days away from the Super Bowl of bass fishing, the Bassmaster Classic. And I'm freaking excited to announce that Ryan Pincala and myself will be down there, bouncing around, taking in the expo at Fort Worth. If you're down there for some reason and you see us, shout at us, scream at us, slap us.
PTB Nation needs to rise up at the Classic.
Come find us, get in our face. We want to talk with you. Drop some knowledge on us, and we'll talk about it on the pod because we're excited to be down there and playing around.
Yeah. What are you going to be doing there, Pink?
At the Classic?
Like, are you there for a reason, or are you just bumming around? Sobi, are you going to be with Rapala again?
Yeah, kind of partially with Rapala. We're going to maybe do some stuff coming out the tunnel again, me and MJ, Maggie Joe, and Rapala. But other than that, I'm also there to just bounce around a lot too and taking the expo and taking the experience.
Yeah, same here. I've never been to one. This is going to be sweet. I'm pumped to be there and just like check it all out. I'm a free agent at this thing, dude. I'm just drifting. I got no obligations, so this is going to be a fun one, I think.
Pink's going to be going around scoping out all our new sponsors.
Yeah, we're going to be chatting people up, seeing what's what. Yeah.
Doing some networking, kissing babies, shaking hands. You do what you do, boy.
Whatever comes up.
Signing boobies, Ricky Bobby style.
Let's see what goes down.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to, though.
We also might do some sort of a guerrilla marketing effort down there at the Classic. Ryan has ordered some beautiful stickers, and I want comment down below on YouTube.
No, you can't tell him about the flash dance, dude.
Okay, well, not yet.
Can't give it all away.
Comment below crazy people or crazy ways we can put our stickers around the Classic that we might get noticed. If it's got to be on Kevin Van Dam's backside and you walk up to him like this, if that's what it's got to be, it's what it's got to be. But we're going to try to get creative because like we said, I know we got just fat sponsorships and we get paid a ton of money, but we've invested our own money in these stickers to try to just push the needle, They're
expensive stickers.
They are.
The quality, though.
I think I would like to see one when I tune in for day 2 of the Classic at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. on Saturday morning live, and they do the pan in at the expo of Tommy Z and stuff there. I would love to see a nicely placed, just perfectly sealed and hidden past the Barb sticker on the front of the TV station thing. Or maybe it's on the floor, the like stage they have. You just kind of find a little spot where you nestle it in there. It's not too obstructive where people are going to see it right away. You just kind of hide it there.
I think it's a two-prong approach. I like that. We're going to do some subtle stuff. And then I also want to target people. I'm going to be targeting folks. I'm going to target Ronnie Moore the minute I get in there. And usually during these events, he wears a beautiful vest. And I'm going to slack one right in his back.
Great.
You know how he does, like, how he's always turning when he's doing the lives and different stuff? Yep. Like the lake breakdown. We're getting on Bass Live. I'm trying it.
Yeah, that'd be good. You should also get on Matt Pangrak somehow. He's very unobservant, so that should be pretty easy, actually.
We could target him.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I think everyone is potentially a victim in this scenario.
Yeah,
which I like. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
I like the guerrilla marketing campaign.
It's coming quick, dude. 10 days. Holy crap.
Bart, why have you not been to a Classic yet? Is it personal? Like you don't want to go until you're fishing in it, or?
Yeah, there's like both to that. I would say the first however many years it was kind of I just didn't really have the means of going, like 5 to 6 years ago or whatever. Just was busy. And then the last few years it was kind of I don't really want to go until I'm in one. That was kind of like my thing, you know. But I don't really have that mentality about it anymore. It's more of like if it fits in the schedule and I can go down, make it happen. But typically, honestly, for March, like what happens to me a lot is just like after the crazy winter of ice fishing and everything. Normally around the classic time is also around when like me and Alyssa will go on a vacation, or the classic happens to also be on like March Madness opening weekend a lot. I don't know if people really notice that, but it happens very frequently. And I'm a huge basketball fan. I love March Madness. So typically, like
they got TVs in Texas.
But dude, like I'm telling you, like I am one of those
cannot
guys.
miss tip off, dude.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I have no shame in this. I'm one of those guys. Like one of the only times I take all year to like veg is that Wednesday or whatever when games like now they have the like first 4 games, but that Thursday when it tips off at like 11 a.m. or whatever, I get up, I turn on the TV, and I don't leave my couch until Sunday. So like for me, that's like a huge brain reset time, and I could book and go to the classic, but I could also just watch it on my couch. So
how many brackets you got filled out?
None yet, because it ain't a thing. But I'll fill out a few. We'll do a bracket challenge.
Hardcore, you'd be filled out already.
Yeah, with the brackets that are there. Yeah,
we should fill out a bracket.
I'll make a Pass the Barb group for when it goes live. I mean, the bracket will be live in like 6 days. So, yeah, I'll make one on ESPN. So if people want to hop in, I'll make a bracket group.
And then speaking of brackets and sports challenges, where are we at with Bassmaster Fantasy? Like where are we sitting?
You have some apologizing. You got to speak up. Like this is Sobi's like apologizing episode.
No.
I think this is where he brings up a ton of excuses.
Yeah, that
I think like, it's kind of where this is going.
I am, dude. I'm here to apologize.
This just isn't fair. Like I shouldn't be held to this.
I'm here to apologize for the one and only Will Stolsky, because in order for me to do my challenge, I just feel like he needs to do his first.
See, that's the perfect excuse. That's the perfect excuse. You can't just be the bigger man and go do it yourself so that then we can really harass Will.
I feel like I should run the turkey trot and fish in a tournament the same day just to stick it to Will.
These are great words you're saying, but I actually don't believe you would do it at all.
Or we could just slash your tires. I mean, or one tire per day.
So for all you,
we could set an over under with the listeners on the date that we believe this will get accomplished, and I think everybody would choose the over.
Last year I lost in fantasy fishing. We have a fantasy fishing group called Pass the Barb, and it's on Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing. And last year I lost, and as a punishment, I have to fish some sort of a sanctioned tournament with a Barbie rod or something like that. And I have not.
No, it's definitely a Barbie rod. It's not something like that.
I thought it was a Frozen. It could be some sort of Disney.
Yes. Yep. It needs to be one of the Snoopy poles from Walmart.
And I haven't lived up to those words yet. So that's where I'm at as far as last year. But as far as this year, where are we sitting? I need to know.
I don't think we can, like, where are we sitting points wise?
Yeah.
Like I haven't even added it up because I've just
there's only been 2 tournaments, and I think Sam's in last place. So
yeah, I think you're in last place again. So
nice.
I honestly I haven't even added it up because I've just been waiting for the punishment to be I mean,
it's a long season. It's a long season. You know?
It is. I got to get into this. I'm logging into this. I just want to see if there's any.
I can add them up quick, but what we need from the listeners is this is our goal for this year. I think we all want to do a loser does something again. We're going to aim to. We need something that is very doable, so that if someone doesn't go do it,
so when Sam has to do 2 challenges,
yes,
the possibilities of it being accomplished are actually high.
And I actually think like the rod and the Snoopy rod fishing a tournament is kind of tough because you need to find a tournament. So there's only certain
really
days
not
you
that
can
hard.
actually do it.
It's
But
really
it's
not.
not that hard.
No.
The run the turkey trot is actually extremely easy.
So easy.
So easy. Just go run. We
I mean,
even
people
gave him the
literally do
option
it
of
for
just
fun.
going and running.
You know.
And he hasn't done it. So we need someone to fulfill on their punishment. So what we need for this year is we need ideas of something that is very attainable.
However, in the meantime, derogatory comments and DMs are acceptable.
Yes. Towards Sobi specifically.
Yeah.
Yes. Not the Pass the Barb Instagram, Sobi's Instagram.
Yep. That's
Yep. So for example, simple things that could be
give an example, something they could build on.
You have to go sit on a park bench for 4 hours and you're not allowed to look at your phone, a book, or anything. You just have to sit there and you can't leave the park bench.
I like that. I do want to give some. So I've got our Pass the Barb fantasy fishing pulled up right here, and I want to give an honorable mention, a little shout out. Great name too. Darth Wader is in first place right now. W. Forrester, I think, is his first name. And as far as the boys in the pod, the highest ranking man right now, I think, is Pinkala in 14.
It's probably Pink. I somehow scored, I think, the absolute worst you could in one tournament last tournament. I don't even think I had 600 points. It was actually incredible. And I
good.
If I go look at this, I may have actually still beat Sam.
I think so, dude. I'm ranked 77th right now, which is tough.
That's not great.
Steph the Great is at 51st. That's also tough.
So I just need to go look at this. Was I the last rank? So Hunter still did okay. Yeah, Hunter set his lineup. So Ryan is the highest rated, and then I believe it goes to.
You said Steph was doing pretty good.
Not great at 51st.
I think Nicole was doing pretty good because she was flexing on me this weekend about it. I think kind of towards the top.
Ooh, wow. We do have a tight race. A good pal of mine. His username is PhilMaCraCkin. Phil McCracken. His name is Phil McCracken.
Oh yeah, Nicole's fourth in our group.
75th.
Yeah, dominant, really.
It's a long season though.
Oh wait, no, she took fourth in the last event. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Nicole. You're in 12th in the group. Pink is still pretty good. Pink is in 14th, so doing all right. But yeah, it was a lot of highs and lows for people basically to start the year. Okeechobee event was actually very interesting. I would like to talk about this. Did you guys get to watch that event at all?
I did a little bit, yeah.
I think I watched live for like 15 minutes the whole time.
Dude, what in a time and place where I feel like there's a lot of bad news and just drama swirling around bass fishing, like right in the heart of it, having Brandon Polnick win an event cranking by like didn't even need to go fish the last day level was so needed.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like there's something about watching BP catch giant largemouth on live. It's just you can't not feel it and enjoy it, and it was awesome. Like I was watching in that 45-minute stretch. I happened to turn it on in the 45-minute stretch on day 2 where he caught 35 pounds in 45 minutes, like 2 9.4s back to back. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool to watch.
When BP's catching them, it is electric. 100%. I don't care who you are. If you're a bass fishing fan and BP is cracking them, you're fired up. That's legit.
It was very, very, very fun to watch. But now we're leading into, so fantasy-wise and I guess I would say Elite Series-wise, the next thing coming up is a Bassmaster Classic, like the boys said. We need to do a little bit of fantasy preview for this one because, the event's coming up and we won't have another podcast by then. So the Bassmaster Classic is being held on Lake Ray Roberts, which is by the DFW area, Dallas, Fort Worth, in Texas. So I need to get to my team. All right. They had a classic here I think it was in 2021. This classic got pushed back. I believe it was still because of COVID. There may have been a chance it was ice storms or something, but I believe it was COVID. They had to push it back to like April, May-ish. So it was like a post-spawn kind of weird event. This time, I think they're heading there. I think it's going to be primo spawnathon or pre-spawn. So I don't really know necessarily. The bag should be very large. It seems like it's very difficult, but it's Texas in March. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys got for thoughts on it?
I mean, I think it should be interesting because you'll get that kind of mix of guys that are just good on spawn tournaments and then guys that are good with electronics at finding bedded fish. You know what I mean? Because you kind of have like two angles of that, right? Because there are a bunch of guys that have really dialed in that like looking at bedfish with live stuff and guys that have done exceptionally well just figuring out where fish spawn or able to either sight fish or, you know, just convert big bites during that time, even if they're not on bed. So I think it's going to be like not more of an even playing field, but I think like a lot of different techniques or styles of fishing are going to play in this one than like some of the other tournaments have been.
Yeah, this will be interesting just because, I mean, Texas is obviously down south, but Texas also gets some cool nights. So, like, I don't know where the water temperature is going to be. Like, I think, kind of like Adam was saying, there's going to be a mix of fish that will be up on the bed, but guys could do some wicked damage if they found kind of that last wave of pre-spawners. They could get right quick. And it's almost like, I'm looking at the guys that have all qualified and that are in it. It's almost like a wicked cool split between kind of a lot of the old guard and a lot of really, really young, talented anglers.
Yeah,
but like
I
a lot
think
of
it's
like OG
really
studs.
cool to watch.
Oh, I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see our boy Easton Fothergill from Minnesota. I feel like he had 2 rougher tournaments in Florida,
Really bad tournaments,
and he's going to come out with a vengeance, dude. Especially on a tournament where like kind of second place doesn't matter. Like you go for it, and he's one of those guys like he's not going to have 3 bad tournaments in a row, so he's going to be wicked good, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good point though. It's like it's not like a regular season event. It's like a swing or you know, it's everyone's swinging. No one cares about laying up for points in this deal. So I think you get a different vibe out of like all these anglers than you do at like a.
I also think it makes it harder on fantasy.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just like depending on some guys you click, who clicked what? What happened here? I don't know where that came from. God. But yeah, anyways, if guys are gambling and everything, it just makes it harder to predict because there's like you have to take that into account with fantasy because there's some guys who just swing in and they go swinging for it and they really suck. And there's some guys who are just when they swing, they're more consistently good too. But anyways, who do you guys got for this one? What do you want to start, Pink?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the map here. I went with a couple like not layup picks, but I think just picks that I think everyone will have. And then I had a couple that were just like kind of, I don't know, people I just want to see do good. So I guess my A bucket, I took Lee Livesey. I wanted to have a couple Texas anglers in this just because I'm like, I mean, I feel like these guys at least know the game, you know, just walking into this. So I got Lee Livesey. I did pick Ben Milliken in my B bucket. Obviously we've had him on here. The dude crushes in Texas. I just feel like if there was a tournament he was going to be the most prepared for all year, it's going to be this one. C bucket, Cooper Gallant. I just love that dude. So I want to see him do good in this thing. I kind of went back and forth with some of the picks there, but I think that's where I'm going to settle. I did take Easton Fothergill in D bucket, and my E was Kyle Norsetter. So I think E is like he's a tough. There's not.
E is always really hard at the Classic because it's like nation winners and the last few guys who got in.
Yeah, but that's where I went with it. I will see. I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. Like I don't think I'm gonna end up changing anything between now and then, but I feel pretty good about that.
Sobi, you next up, or you want me to take her?
You go for it.
All right. So bucket A, I kind of went a different route with this one, trying to go a little sneakier. I'm gonna go with Patrick Walters. Patrick smashes in Texas and with scope, and if people remember, he's a insanely talented sight fisherman, shallow water fisherman. That's how he almost won a couple events before live scope was a thing when he first made the Elite Series. Bucket B, I mean Ben Milliken. Like Pink said, if there's an event that he's going to be prepared for and just, everything with it. Like, he's the one who opened Pandora's box with scope and all the stuff going on with it in Texas. So, like we kind of talked about in that interview. So, I think he will be ready to roll. I think he's probably got a little sour taste in his mouth, too, from kind of last season and the start of this season. Just some weird, he's just not fishing peak right now, it seems like. So I can see him doing really well here. Bucket C, I am going with Robert G. He crushes in Texas and in scope events. Didn't do great in Florida, but like, if you remember last year, like, the dude just randomly will pop up with a second place, and he's so good. And I think this could be an event where you see Robert G really get after it. Bucket D, like Pink said, I'm going Easton Fothergill. I just don't think there's a way he has 3 bad events in a row. I also know he spent a lot of time down there in pre-practice, and I think just he had 2 weird Florida tournaments to start the year. The guy mashed on the college circuit this time of year through May for the last like 2 or 3 years. Like, he is really good pre-spawn into spawn. I expect him to do very, very well here. And lastly, I'm going with another recurring guest. I'm going to go with Blake Capps because this is fairly close to Oklahoma. I know he fishes Texas a fair amount. So, yeah, and he was just down at Rayburn for the Toyota, and I think it went decently. I just think Blake's going to get after it there. It's just more up his wheelhouse than all the grass fisheries in Florida, and I expect him to do pretty well and be consistent in bucket E.
I like it.
I think those are good picks.
Okay, so I don't have my team locked in yet, but I'm going to give you basically kind of like a mock run through. I'm not going to give away my team because I really need a big freaking week here, being in last. So anybody in the PTB, I'm just going to run through kind of probably what I'm going to do, but maybe not. All right, bucket A. I think it's between a Jay Shakurik and Patrick Walters. Patrick Walters is so freaking deadly. It's not a matter of if he's going to win the Classic one of these years. It's just a matter of when. And Jay shows up and performs, and he's always done well at Classics too. Jay, I could just see Jay winning it. I really could. Obviously, a bunch of hammers in bucket A, but I don't know why I can just see Jay winning it.
Well, and he's a guy when you don't pick him, you're like, damn it, should have had him.
Jay is so good. That's a good pick.
Bucket B, it's going to be hard not to pick Ben Milliken. Like you guys said, he's from Texas. He performs this time of year.
From Nebraska, lives in Texas.
Yeah, lives in Texas. He's going to do great. But I could also see something weird happening where, like, all of a sudden, boom, Scott Martin from Florida freaking finishes family business and takes a Classic. Scott's going to win a Classic
after the Okeechobee.
Yeah. He's going to be.
It was really nice having him on the last podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad he came on to chat.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, if you didn't tune into that one towards the end there.
That got greasy.
Mm-hmm. A lot of big stuff dropped. So who else you got? So,
all right, bucket C. I got Cooper Gallant, dude. I got Coop. He's been prowling and getting ready. He's been talking about the countdown of the Classic since it was like 100 days away. He's ready. His mind is in it.
He keeps doing better and better in Classics too.
Yeah, and he's one of these guys, like, I don't think he has, he doesn't have a life outside of bassing. It's not like he goes and hunts for a while or does this or does that. Like, that dude, he's just straight bassing all the time.
Yeah, I've just seen on high class Bassmaster memes. He's pretty active on Tinder. It seems like. I don't know if that's factual or not, but that's what all the meme.
He's got the swag for it.
I know,
though, dude.
He really does. Monster Energy Pro.
Let's get him on the pod.
Unreal.
We'll
all right,
to the list.
Bucket D. I've got two folks I'm looking at here. I'm looking at Easton Fothergill. Like we said, he's due for a good Elite Series tournament. This will be the third one of the year. And he's deadly. He's deadly that time of year down south. Like Adam said, he mashed on the college circuit, but also maybe a dark horse, Wesley Gore from Alabama. He's a young stud. And I just
love that Sobi's trying to get out of this rut by just naming as many people as he possibly
can.
I'm
doing two in each bucket.
He's still gonna poach another lineup between now and then.
I know
this is gonna matter.
I'm getting that inside info. After this pod, I'm getting on the phone, dude. I'm gonna call.
No, we have a no information rule.
No. I didn't sign anything. I'm getting info.
Effective immediately.
All right, Bucket E, last bucket.
Some of us come prepared to the podcast, right, Ryan?
I got to go.
I was confident.
Dude. He's an OG team. Buddy. He's an OG buddy. I want him to win, dude. I want him to win.
Blake Caps.
Okay, so you just took half of our picks.
No.
He just split it 50-50. Split it 50-50.
That's exactly what somebody would do. If somebody had some stuff shoved up his sleeve, and that's me. I'm pulling out the cards. So,
all right. Well, what do you guys got for weight? So remember, the Classic's only a 3-day event. So what do you guys got, Pink?
I put 62 pounds.
So 20 a day?
Yeah, just over 20 a day. I just feel like in these I always struggle with picking the weight in the spawn tournaments because I always feel like somebody's just gonna straight murk, and then it's like they have one really good day and then they shit the bed the next day and then they do okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have a hard time picking like
events
mega
are
bags.
so hard to pick.
Yeah.
Because they're totally possible to go get a 32 to 35 pound bag, and that
twice?
But it throws you so far ahead of the weight average. You're just like, it's so hard to predict that.
I'm picking 62. Even.
All right. So what do you got?
I'd like to remind everybody that at last year's Classic, I actually picked the exact weight of the Bassmaster Classic, the final winning weight, and it was me and one other guy on the home page. And I don't know, we didn't win anything big or anything like that, but I just want to let you know.
It's shocking you did so bad in the rest of it then.
Yeah. Your season just went downhill after the Classic, actually.
63.2, 63 pounds. 63.2 is what I'm going with. And like Adam said, I think it's going to be like one big day, and then somebody will be able to round it out kind of. But one
That's
little bit
funny. Okay, so I have way higher expectations, I guess, than you guys did. I went with 73.5. I thought we were going to be close to a 25-pound average, but not quite there. So I'm anticipating seeing someone weigh like a 28 to 32, and then like a 15 to 16, and then kind of in the middle there in that 24 to 26 range. Just kind of keep it around close to that 25-pound average, but I don't think it's quite going to be there. I also could be completely wrong because there's not there are some local events and stuff there, but there's not big events on Ray Roberts, so there's not a lot of history.
Who won the last time they were there?
Hank Cherry. That was after he won back-to-back.
God, that was sick.
Wait, did he go back-to-back, or was it just back-to-back? I think it was just back-to-back.
I think back-to-back.
It was Gunnersville then there. Yeah. All right. Well, that is our Bassmaster preview. And now, now we'll get into it, I guess, with the guest. Sobi, do you want to introduce him?
You introduce him, buddy.
Oh, okay, fine. All right. So we got a good friend of all of ours, buddy. I haven't seen in a while, and super excited to have him on. So hailing from Wayzata, Minnesota, 6'5", 232 pounds, drafted in the 6th round, playing for the Miami Dolphins. Starting left guard, Mr. Frank Ragnow.
Holy smokes, you nailed it.
I know. Holy smokes, you nailed it.
God, the beach looks good on you. It really does.
How's it going, Frank?
We got to give.
I was wondering where you were going there. That was good. I like that.
We need to give someone a prize if they can figure out which one of those statements I said in the intro was correct. because there was one that was correct.
Comment below.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That was
Good.
good.
What
How
up,
you
dude?
doing, Frank? How's it going,
What's
man?
up?
Nice to have you on.
Where are you
Appreciate
at
having
right
me
now?
on. Huh?
Where are you at right now?
I'm in my basement in Excelsior.
Nice.
Yeah, this is kind of like my little man cave that my wife gives me. Kind of not much going on here, but just enough.
I like it.
How long
when
have
did
you lived in Excelsior?
20 we bought this place in COVID and we redid it. So 2021 or right at the end of 2020.
Nice.
Yeah,
you were originally living in Victoria though? Went to Chanhassen, right?
correct. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
When did you get back home?
I come home right when the season's done. Season's done. I pack up my boat with all my stuff and all of our baby stuff and everything. And we road trip back to Minnesota instantly.
So do you have like an apartment you rent there, or do you have like a home in?
No, I've
in
got a house
Detroit
on. I got a house on Lake St. Clair there, so it's a pretty sick deal.
Bart's like you in the dorms or what?
I should have hit you up when I was out there for the open. Been like, let me crash at your pad.
Yeah, dude.
Got
Like
an extra outlet.
I've got some. My backyard is
Oh my
literally I was talking to Zona the other day, and he's like, my backyard's some of the juiciest stuff he likes to fish out there, so it's pretty sick.
Are you down by the mile roads then, or like what
Yeah.
for Anchor Bay?
Yeah, mile roads.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's I can't remember the name of that. Harley Ensign, that boat ramp there. Are you like up close to that, or are you further down?
I think I'm further down.
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
your address, really?
Blossom Heath. I'm close to Blossom Heath.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, that's sweet. That's so cool. That so from being from Minnesota, growing up fishing and everything in the outdoors, then being able to get drafted by the Lions and then go fish on like the smallmouth paradise of the world,
Yeah.
St. Clair's got to be a pretty good deal.
It's pretty clutch, let me tell you. It's I didn't really, to be honest, I was a big fisherman, but I didn't really realize how great Lake St. Clair was until I got there, and holy cow. Like it's epic. It's and then not only that, you got the Detroit River and the St. Clair River for jigging walleye and everything too. It's a very, very good fishery.
Do you still have that same rig you had before?
Boat wise?
Yeah.
No, I got a new rig this past year.
What are you running these days?
21.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I spoiled myself with the aqua traction and everything. It's sweet. It's my dream boat for sure.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What did you do more when you started fishing Michigan? Did you start out there mainly just walleye fishing, then kind of transition to bass more, or right when you got there where you're like, I'm hitting these bass up right away?
I grew a pretty hard bass guy, so it was bass right away. But then the jigging bite is super, super. Like you guys should. It's like I'm sure it's kind of like the Rainy River, where it's like there's so many people, and you're literally going right down downtown Detroit. So it's a very cool bite where you can catch 100 fish in a day, but you're going right down a city, and then kind of just filling in everybody's grocery shopping.
What's the size structure of a lot of the fish in the Detroit River?
Smaller. That's the one thing. It's not like which is weird because it's like flowing. It's a lot of Erie fish, so you'd think there'd be a lot more bigger fish, but not as nearly as good size caliber wise as like Rainy.
Interesting.
What's super weird about that river too, Sobi, is like just the sheer amount of current that's actually in it is crazy. Because you're just like driving around Lake St. Clair and you're like, oh, cool, there's some Great Lakes current and stuff out here. And then you get to the neck down area and you're like, oh, wow, 5 mile an hour current.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You're flowing.
But so Frank, one of the reasons I thought of, and we were chatting about having you on, is so you just got back from like one of the most legendary, cool fishing trips probably most ice anglers have had in the last while, right? So like kind of explain to people like how did this come up? Like where did this go?
I can't even like do it justice, but I'm gonna try. So I'm sure a lot of your followers whoever know Jason Mitchell. He's become a good friend of mine over the years, and he's always asking me to go fishing and go hunting, and it's kind of like whenever I'm free, he's very great like that. And he knows I like lake trout. Always been a huge lake trout guy. So he's like, hey, I got this trip coming up in February. I think you'd like it. And and he's like, yeah, lake trout. I'm like, yeah, count me in. And he's like, I wouldn't say he's a good planner, but he's not like a good communicator of plans. So I'm still kind of like, I'm like, all right, Jason, what should I plan? What should I pack? Yeah. Just pack some underwear. Oh, by the way, you need a sleeping bag. Oh, okay. Hey, we're taking a plane.
You're like, and you're way up there. You're like, there's a lot of details, Jason. I have questions.
Yeah, I'm a little more thorough, but anyway, so it's the opportunity. Baker's Narrows Lodge is up there in northern Manitoba, just before Flint's Lawn, and it's like driving to that lake, Lake Athapat is like a destination lake trout fishery, right? Like we all heard about it and we've all seen like the cool Clayton Chick videos and everything out there. There's monster lake trout. Well, we had the opportunity to go there, but then leave there. And we got into a little float plane and we flew 55 minutes northwest to Saskatchewan to Lake Kamachawi. And the owner of Baker's had just acquired Kamachawi this past summer, and they're not there yet. They haven't even converted it to a ice fishing destination yet, but they wanted Jason to be the first to kind of get the show, to get the preview out. So we stayed in like a little guide shack up there. Otherwise, everything else isn't insulated yet. So it was quite the adventure. But we got there, and first off, I'm a big guy. Flying in that plane, I've never rode in any sort of small plane like that. I thought I was gonna die. Like that was
gonna say like
bush plane.
We got Frank, NFL offensive lineman, and then also Jason Mitchell also is like a big North Dakota dude as well.
Jason's
like
a big guy
Jason's a big guy too. You got you guys in a float plane plus what, camera guy or two?
Well, no, the thing is, like, we couldn't even fly that. The plane was only like 1,000 pounds, fellas. I'm like a third of the way there. we had to take multiple trips. So Jason and his camera guy went out first, and then me and his buddy Scott Larson, big walleye fisherman over there in Devil's Lake, we flew out second. And dude, we were sitting there. He came back from dropping off Jason and the camera guy, and he's like, oh, I gotta go drop some things off. So we were sitting there by that plane, and I literally filmed like a I love you video to my wife because I was so scared about this plane. Like we were packed to the brim, and I was sitting there like the Incredibles where he gets in the car and Mr. Incredible's like this. Yeah. I was sitting in the front like that. But dude, it was a smooth ride. We literally took off from the lake and we landed on the lake on like a runway made from snowmobiles. Just epic. And then the lake trout.
I just love the. You want to know how little the plane was and how like much we were doing it. I filmed the "I died in a plane crash" video to tell my wife.
I should be a little proactive about this and let Mama know.
Dude, I knew what I was getting at. That's incredible.
I was scared, man. I was scared, and they knew I was scared because they were all giving me crap because I was kind of like, but I was scared.
Did you know what you were getting into going for that, or was this like you showed up and you were like, oh, like this is how this is going to go down?
Well, yeah, I knew we were flying out, but I like the size of the plane is it just was really small.
And so I can just watch this, like, just watching the development of your brain going from like, all right, I'm excited, we're going lake trout fishing, to like seeing the plane and slowly realization of like, oh my God, I have to get in that.
Yeah, right. And then like taking off, you're like, all right, is this thing gonna lift up? Is this thing gonna lift up? Please lift up, please lift up. But it was epic. And then awesome. The lake trout fishing was unlike. I think it'll go down as one of the best lake trout ice fishing trips that anyone's ever had.
Wow.
And he got it all on film. Like,
Hmm.
I knew it was special. Like, obviously I was freaking out because I don't get many opportunities like this, but when you've got Jason Mitchell, a guy who's been in the industry filming his show for, almost 20 years, I think. And when he like was sitting down and looking around, and he's like, this was the greatest adventure I've ever been on. That really gave me some perspective, because that guy's lived a life. Right. And, just master angler after master angler after master angler. It got to the point where I'm pretty sure we caught more master anglers than we did non-master anglers. And, just epic. So epic.
Damn.
Wow.
That's so like a master angler lake trout. How big is that for people who don't know?
35 inches.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. Right.
Wow.
And how many days were you there?
So another part of the adventure, we've landed on a Monday, and we were supposed to fly out Thursday morning. And then all of a sudden Wednesday afternoon, complete whiteout. So we got stuck. I wasn't able to get out of there till I was out of there Friday at 2:00. So the pilot, he basically said it was too dangerous. They didn't want to risk on Thursday. He said on Wednesday, like, we could try to get you out of here, but we might have to go up and get back down. So I was like,
you're like, brother, I'm good.
I've already had enough playing. That's not my story. So I'm like, oh shoot, we're stuck in lake trout paradise. That sucks.
Yeah.
So,
oh no.
Gosh, dang it, man.
Oh
That's
man, I have no cell phone service and no one can get a hold of me. What a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually supposed to get back Thursday night and fly out with my wife and kid to Florida Friday morning. And I kind of was like, she's going to be pissed, but honestly, it's kind of nice. I just have a sat phone, so I can just shoot the text. Sorry, stuck. I'll see you when I see you.
Well, it's like, what are you going to do,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, too bad. What can I do, So, but I mean, multiple fish. I don't even know how many fish Jason caught over 40 inches.
Wow. Damn.
Brett, the owner of the lodge, he caught a monster. It was just, it was epic.
What was the lake like? Like, did you get, like, was it like a traditional lake trout lake where it's super deep, super clear, lots of humps? And like, where'd you guys start the trip? Did they have an idea?
Yeah, like, did they have it mapped or anything? Or were you guys like full blown exploratory? Like, we're going to go drill holes and make a map.
So
like,
no, they had it. They spent all summer. They have spent a lot. Like, they're trying to prepare the lodge for it to be for guests and everything. So they had spent all summer working up there, and in between working, they would map it. So they ended up getting it mapped.
Wow.
Basically, I think totally mapped by the end of the summer, but no one had ever ice fished it. The guides had got out there like for an hour, like here and there, just to check and stuff, and they caught lots of fish. Obviously, they were pretty excited, but now nobody. We kept on joking. We were like the Lewis and Clark of ice fishing there. It was like,
no, like literally though.
Yeah, literally, like it untouched waters. And the crazy thing is we fished one spot the whole trip.
Dang.
Well, I guess, yeah. No, we fished the fine, but you guys were on.
That's sick.
Oh yeah, we were on. I mean, another thing. So we're sitting there I'm in the plane. We're probably about 30 minutes in the plane, and Brett, the owner of the lodge, and he's the pilot too. He flies. So he gets a text, and he nudges me. He's like, "Hey, look at this text." Jason texted, "Already caught a 40-incher on film."
No.
So
he landed and went right fishing.
Yeah, he went there and he caught him right away. So I knew it was going to be epic, and it epic felt like. Wow. I don't think it's like all downhill from here from me. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get close to that feeling.
What were you
guys retire?
Say that again?
What were you catching them on? Big spoons, big tubes?
Anything. Scott was using like a Berkeley Champ swimmer. I was using a big tube. Lots of tubes. What else did we use? Big swim baits. Just the traditional.
Yeah.
Chartreuse and white. I don't think it mattered too much, to be honest.
Did you ever get denied?
Denied?
Yeah, did one ever come in and be like, "No, actually, I don't want to eat"?
Actually, yeah, the third day.
Towards the end of the trip.
Yeah, the third day when the ice it got pretty bad snowing.
Jesus.
Then they were kind of getting a little bit more methodical, but like
That's
it.
crazy.
Just like ballpark. How many lake trout do you think you caught on this trip?
I did the worst. Like I struggled the worst fishing wise, and I think I caught 8 or 9 master anglers.
Wow.
So over 35 inches on this one.
Correct.
Jesus.
And I did the worst, fellas. I did the worst by far too. Like I struggled a little bit.
Dude, that footage and those videos are gonna be so sweet. And
I know I don't want like it's gonna be the coolest. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to see the footage and relive it.
Damn.
That'll be awesome. Well, Baker's Narrows is going to have no problem filling that up. Once they're like, hey, we have this lodge, it'll be booked for 5 years immediately.
Yeah, right. Like they're smart by them to get Jason on it and like get the advertising out in front. Like that's a little savvy business move there.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember seeing. Well, it was funny because I had texted Frank to be on the podcast on like a Wednesday or something, and like sometimes your phone sends or it doesn't say delivered.
Yeah.
And just nothing happened on the text, and I was like, oh, he's probably. I figured you were up at Pipestone or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's probably up lake trout fishing, and then he texted me on Friday or whatever. It was like, sorry, man. Yeah, I'd love to be on. Just got back from lake trout fishing. And I was like, oh, cool. And he like broadly was like, yeah, it was fun. Caught big fish, whatever. And then I saw Jason's Facebook post, and I'm like, how'd you leave that out?
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, he summed it up good. That Facebook post was good. Like how he summed everything up. It was a spiritual event for us.
Damn,
that's sick.
Yeah,
that's super awesome.
And just the idea of being a place where like not many other folks have fished, and I don't know, there's something about that, like where I feel like you guys don't, it's going to be good, but you don't exactly. There's so much unknown about that.
For sure, just the privilege to fish those waters, right? Yeah. Like you don't even have to catch them, and like I could have gone all week without catching one, and just the anticipation, knowing what could be down there, is what makes it epic too.
Yeah,
that's
cool. And what a wicked adventure, though, too. Like just the whole like getting there. I'm sure the place you guys stayed was like rugged. Like you're like, dude, we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Give us one Jason Mitchell story. He's always got good stories. Come on.
Dude, he's like the best story. I mean, he's the best storyteller of all time.
Yeah.
He's a very good storyteller.
I don't think there's anything legal for the podcast. They're just
probably not.
Yeah. It was us, 4 of us, plus a guide, 5 of us in between 6 bunk beds. So it was like you had to do it with the right guys.
Did they at least give you your own bunk bed, or were you like top bunk on someone and they were just praying for their life? You were bottom bunk.
I was bottom bunk. Yeah, and someone was above me though. But like just the camaraderie we had too, like you do a trip like that, you could get sick of a guy real quick because you're tight in there. And we had the perfect group of guys. Like it was, and Jason was just holding court, telling a story. So it was awesome.
That's electric.
That's awesome.
Any good I feel like any good shenanigans or anything go on this one? I feel like that's always something that comes up, especially with Mitchell.
Yeah.
Come on.
Give us one nugget. Something.
We this is funny. But we were, we've spent a lot of time together and we were kind of really into the whole Lewis and Clark thing. So like Jason was saying, like, dude, you got to go take a shit on one of these islands and claim the island as Frank Island. He was just planting the seed all week. And I was like, gosh, I don't know. I don't really need that. I'm okay. But then I'm like, you know what?
I do need that.
One of the days on the snow, I hopped on the snowmobile and I snowmobiled to the nearest island and claimed my territory.
Did you write Frank somewhere or anything, or just you claimed it and left?
Somewhere whittled into a tree it says Frank shit here.
They'll know.
I just took a picture of it right next to it, and I documented for the history books one day.
He dropped a pin on it. He's like, there you go.
Your phone hits service and your wife gets 2 texts, and one is the goodbye video, and one is the shit next to the tree. Did it.
I just want to see the one community
He's like, what does this
note,
mean?
the one community note Navionics pin. It just says Frank shit. It's just right on an island.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's good. That's a good one, Frank. I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, that was fun. All credit goes to Jason.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
all
awesome.
right. So that's definitely your most recent memorable fishing experience, trip, life moment. What's one of your earliest on ones? One when you were like, okay, this is where I think.
Yeah. So, like, how'd you get into all
fallen in
this,
love with
Frank?
fishing.
Yeah, I'd say I'm very, 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 very fortunate to have a family. My mom's side of the family have a cabin in Canada that you could only get to by boat or plane on Pipestone. And so growing up with something like that, it's pretty easy to get hooked to fishing, right? It's just the adventure to get to that is something special. You have to go over I'm sure you guys have seen, if you're familiar with Doug and Jesse, is that portage you have to go over to get into Pipestone and everything. It's like it's a very sick adventure. No phone service, not like your typical cabin up in northern Minnesota. A little bit more rugged,
Sweet.
bear claws on the side of it. No running water, none of that stuff, and big walleye, big lake trout, big muskie kind of. So it was a pretty young age where I got hooked pretty easily, and how could you not, right?
Oh yeah.
That's sick. So
How young were you when you went up there for like maybe your first time?
I don't even know. I don't even remember. I probably would have been 2 or 3. I've been going up there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my dad made sure to get me up there right away, and it's kind of been our whole family. We go up there all the time.
That's
that
awesome.
That's the main off-season activity, I would imagine. It's just you
For
go
sure.
to Canada, hang out.
That's kind of my sanctuary where I can unplug, kind of get away from everything, and just go spend hours and hours on the water, just living life.
That's awesome.
That's super sick.
So
Yeah.
I've seen tons of pictures, and I feel like I've seen some short videos on it. But like, explain to me, kind of how the machine they have to kind of portage. Yeah.
It's like a trolley, right? That's got rubber tires all over it. And you pull up, and it's got this. This guy runs this engine. You pull your boat up right on the trolley thing, and he powers up the engine, and you hold on to the rails until you get out of the water, and then your boat's just sitting on this little train track trolley going up over the land into the next lake. It's sketchy. It's super sketchy, but it's especially like when you buy a nice boat, it's like, oh gosh.
You're like, I'll just jump over the land quick.
How many times you look back to make sure your motor's trimmed up enough?
Oh, for
before you
sure.
get
Like
up?
everything. And like my mom growing up, she's been going up since the 60s and 70s. There's been instances where the line snaps and stuff. So I've heard the horror stories. So it's a very cool experience to get there.
The line snaps and you're just going like immediate reverse or what?
Yeah, I think there's been a couple times where they've just gone straight back into the water.
Oh my God.
They're like, well, guess we're
stuck.
not getting home.
Yeah, we're not going to the cabin this weekend.
There's got to be some cool history behind that. Like, who put that in? Who built that? And how old is that? And why?
I don't even know how old it is, but it's old. It's really old, and I think it's the government runs it.
Really?
So the people who, because the people who operate it are paid by the government, and there's like hours and everything. So like, if you're up the lake and something happens after 7 o'clock, you're not getting back to civilization. You're kind of SOL. So it's a interesting deal.
That is interesting. Dang.
I guess it's like people running like the locks, like they're just there. And
it's very similar. Yeah.
It's a very sketchy lock.
Yeah.
Super sketchy. A little bit more dangerous.
But at least you don't have barge traffic, right?
Yeah, there is that.
There's none of that. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's a cool place to just be like hanging out and get to spend a ton of time though. Are there a lot of other I've never been to Pipestone, but are there a lot of other like cabins and homes on Pipestone, or is it pretty undeveloped mostly?
Oh yeah, there. I don't even know if there's double-digit cabins, and it's miles and miles and miles long. It's all crown land now, so
Oh, right on.
I don't think anyone can build on it either. So we got very lucky to kind of get grandfathered into it.
Did
nice.
Is that how you ended up meeting Jesse and Doug? Is from like up there meeting Jesse first, I would assume, and then
Yep.
Doug later. But so how
Yep.
long have you known Jesse? Like, how did that whole connection start?
Oh, I don't. It hasn't been as long as you'd think because we kind of like it's a really really big lake, and like you'd see most of the times we wouldn't see anybody when we're up there, and like you'd occasionally see her. So I didn't, and you kind of keep to yourself. But I think we met. I don't even know how long it's been, but it's been a while. And then she started. But yeah, that's a good question. Anyways, yeah, for a while, but not like I didn't like know her growing up though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But then you guys just randomly found out because I mean, you and I went fishing and stayed with them out in Green Bay back in 2020. But did you just like randomly find like you were just talking to her and all of a sudden you're like, shit, like we're the only people who have cabins on Pipestone. That's wild.
Yeah. I think that's actually I think I found her on social media before I put it all together that like holy cow, she's on Pipestone.
That's crazy.
Dang, that is crazy.
Right?
And then now they turn into like they're great friends. I mean, good friends of yours, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Doug and Jesse are great people, and they've it's been cool to hang out with them and get to know them, and they're great to my family, and it's a cool little community we got.
Yeah, that's sweet. We always love. We've had Jesse on a few times. We still haven't had Doug, and I don't know if it bugs him or not, but we'll probably just keep having Jesse on just to see.
I think it bothers him. I actually saw them both this weekend at the Muskie show here, and Jesse was cool about it. I think Doug was salty though. So
yeah. That's funny. Jesse's way more entertaining, anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
and it's
unless
not
you-
close.
Well, no, I was gonna say unless you really like muskies, but then again, it's probably still Jesse. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, they're both great.
yeah, they're awesome.
But what about locally? Like, did you play around the Chanhassen area quite a bit?
Oh yeah, Victoria, big time. All the Steiger, Wasserman, Bavaria.
Yeah,
I don't know. Have you guys heard of Kelser Pond?
I have. Yeah.
Used to be deadly. That's what I grew up on. I'm not trying to give away. How many people listen to this podcast? Do I need to?
Not
The
very
number one
Thousands,
the number one outdoor
thousands,
podcast in the world, Frank.
Oh shoot, I'm screwed.
Well, we can edit it out. I mean, we won't, but we could.
I'm exposed. But yeah, Kelser Pond growing up was deadly. I used to have one of those. You remember those like U-shaped inflatable tubes?
Yeah.
Or like fly fishermen use and stuff. Yeah, that was my weapon of choice. I'd sit out there and my fat rolls would be sitting there in the sun, and I'd have like a zebra tan every day, just fishing.
Mainly all bass on the Kelser
Yeah,
Pond?
big time bass. Yeah, there's some good crappies and stuff, but I've always been growing up. I was really a big bass guy until I became more of an adult and got a chance to do more of these adventures and stuff, and now I'd consider myself way more of a multi-species guy.
What is your most wicked metro catch that you've had all time?
I've caught Kelser was really, really good. I've caught some big bass out of Kelser.
And out of a little boat too. Like
what are we talking?
Like
Throw
close
some
to
numbers
state,
down.
close to state record bass.
Oh, wow.
Really? Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sick.
And then
Kelser Pond's going to be loaded with kids.
no, it's toast now, man. And there's a bunch of carp and stuff, and it's just not what it was. But it used to be a pretty good hidden gem.
That's funny. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then when you grew up in the Chanhassen area and everything, were you actively like wanting to do any bass tournaments or anything like that? Or did you just like fishing and then you were like, I'm going to follow this football path because this is probably a better idea than being a professional bass fisherman?
Yeah. I well, there wasn't like, you guys are my age, right? Aren't you guys all like 28, 29?
Yeah. I'm 31, but yeah.
Oh,
You're my
shit.
brother's age. You're
I
29,
relate
right?
to you, Bart, you old fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Get out of here, Frank.
yeah, there was no like high school. You know how there's like high school bass teams and everything now? There wasn't when I was there.
Yeah.
I think I would have definitely hopped on the opportunity with that, but yeah, football kind of took over especially once I got to high school. It kind of just takes over your life pretty quick. I played baseball though, and I played basketball as well, so I was kind of pretty busy with everything else sports wise.
I gotcha. So also, I mean, another cool show that you had just come out. What was it like fishing with KVD?
Sick, pretty cool. Just a legend, man. Especially fishing on Lake St. Clair, one of his home waters, if you will. It was very, very cool. Very, very cool experience. And for him to be a Lions fan, like, how lucky am I that Jason Mitchell and KVD are Lions fans, and to be able to get that connection and fish with them, it's been such a cool blessing. And now I consider us friends. He's shooting me texts, good luck and everything, and checking in. It was a really cool experience. And the fishing was tough. I mean, it was a hot August summer day and flat calm, and we didn't really hammer him too good, but just to see how he operates and goes about his business, it was awesome.
Were you?
But I feel like just getting in the boat, you got to be like, I'm in good hands here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This is the best
Like,
we could have
this
ever
probably
done.
isn't going to be
sure.
Bro, he pulls up, he's got his wrapped KVD boat, and the camera boat's a wrapped KVD boat. I'm like, oh, okay, we're
Two
doing this
KVD
thing.
boats.
Yeah. And it was epic just to see how he conducted his business was awesome.
So would you say, Frank, were you more nervous for your first NFL game or getting in the boat and making your first cast with KVD?
I was low-key pretty nervous for that just because it was like right after training camp had just gotten done. So I hadn't been doing nothing besides snapping a football and blocking. So I was like, all right, there we go. Let's see what we're doing here. I got the camera on me. I got KVD to my right.
Don't backlash. Don't backlash.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah. But we figured it out.
Dang.
I would be terrified.
What's Kevin like? Like, what's his personality like? Obviously, I guess
he's great. He's fiery, but he's like a low key fiery. He's competitive. He loves everything outdoors. So like I like to deer hunt a bunch too. So we talked about all that stuff. Just down to earth. Really, really big football fan, and it was cool to see him talk about listen to him talk about his experiences with the Lions and as a Lions fan and everything. But he's a great guy. I met his kids too. They help him with the show and they help film and everything. And just a really cool family.
I didn't know his kids help him with the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Did he have any snacks in the boat? What's KVD running?
Did we have snacks? I'm trying to think.
Oh shit, he's all business.
I think we were all business, brother.
Unreal. That's
I'm
what
kind
I'd
of the
expect.
same way though. Like when I get out there,
expect.
it's kind of like forget everything in life. My brother always gets mad at me. He's like, dude, other people aren't like you. It's kind of just get out there and don't eat or drink. It's see what happens fishing. At the end of the day, you just kind of splurge.
Love it.
Yeah. That is the most fishing thing ever. I feel like everybody's like that loves fishing. They just it doesn't matter. Like survival or sustenance is not a thing.
Yeah, right. Your mind just goes to like, all right, how can I figure these guys out? And it's like nothing else matters. That's what I love about it. It's like therapeutic and competitive at the same time, right?
Hell yeah.
Have you gotten like other teammates or are there other like NFL guys or anything that have gotten like into bass fishing and or just into fishing in general, I would say in the off season where like that's kind of what they do to get away? I know Dion does bass fishing too, but
yeah, Jared fishes a lot. Our QB, he
really.
I filmed the Grizzly Man episode with him. You guys should watch it. It's pretty funny.
I actually think I remember when that teaser came out and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We did a little bassing and we did a little jigging, and it was pretty funny. But he fishes quite a bit. He's got like a pond in his neighborhood that he goes. He's always sending me selfies with his little bass. I think he finds it therapeutic. Yeah, I've talked to a bunch of guys. I don't know if you guys know Leonard Williams. He's a defensive lineman for Seattle. I talked to him at the Pro Bowl, and he's like, dude, we got to get fishing. So it's been cool to kind of establish that community.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the cool part about it. Like getting more people, Frank is the leader of the fishermen of the athletes. You know, we need to get that initiative moved forward. You know,
Yeah.
For sure.
This is a sport.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, and then there's like a lot of guys, like all my teammates know that that's kind of what I'm about. So they'll say, "Oh yeah, I fish or whatever," and then they come up on my boat and they're reeling like this upside down with the spinning reel or whatever.
You're like,
So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you for sure fish, dude, for sure.
So not to jump away from fishing, but talk to me about hunting in Michigan and kind of your journey with that.
Yeah, dude. So I grew up, I watch a lot of your videos. So I grew up kind of doing like you guys do, like the opening weekend tradition, Minnesota, shoot whatever walks by and celebrate that kind of deal. And now I've really gotten into bow hunting recently, and
Hell yeah.
I'm addicted, dude.
Yeah.
I've acquired a couple farms here in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and I've got permission on a guy's place in Michigan that's like 30 minutes from our facility. So I can't, I can't really choose the wind. I can't really pick the weather, but if I can get out, I'll get out, because we get like one day off a week and it's a few hours, right? So, but I'll get in the tree a few times a year in the fall.
That's so sweet. And I'm sure after football, you're going to do a lot of hunting.
Yeah. So like I got my farm, and I've really fallen in love with like the off season part of it, like food plots, bedding area, all that stuff. Like there's so much to it. It's really a 365 deal if you want it to be. And I've like, my wife is making fun of me. I'm watching YouTube videos on switchgrass all day. But it's addicting, man. It's like a never ending game of chess. And, I haven't killed any big bucks in my life. I've killed a couple small bucks, but nothing really to write home about. But just that never ending chase, and to be able to, try to attempt to grow a big one or shoot a mature one is what I'm always after. And it's been a lot of fun.
Do you have a lot of cell cams out?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Yeah,
that's what gets me through it,
dude. Right? Because even if you're not out there, I'm sure even mid-season when you're playing football, your phone's probably dinging at night, and you're like,
dude, I've got too many cell cams. Too many cell cams.
No such thing, dude.
My teammates will make fun of me because we'll be all sitting. We'll be on the plane, right? When we're flying to a game, and then we land, and everybody's checking their phones and they're checking their texts and everything, and they see my phone, and I'm just checking my trail cam, seeing what's going on.
He's like, "Oh, it's popping off." Dude.
Yeah. That's a deadly addiction, but that's what gets me through, man. Like, just it's a Wednesday, we're about to have a 3-hour padded practice. Hey, a big buck just showed up on my property. Okay, I can do this.
I feel like that's made hunting so sweet. The cell cams in general, just like, even if a person can hunt a lot or can't hunt a lot, like just having eyes out there, I feel like it makes it so much. Even like for my dad, like, who only gun hunts, only goes 1 week out of the year, 2 weeks out of the year, but like I have him logged into our account and stuff so he can like see, and he's all like, it just makes it almost like a longer deal,
Dude, for sure. Like, I see both sides. I see the side where it's like, okay, let's go out there. I've got no clue what's going to happen, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But also to just know and like wonder, and just like, what if this guy comes by that I saw on camera once, like a year ago? Like the anticipation when you see a buck that you might know is a great. I've been in stadiums. I've been running out of tunnels. Nothing has done to me, to my body and my mind and my emotions, what a mature buck has. Like, just to be in the presence of one is addicting.
Yeah.
So do you do like a lot of, I mean, I don't know how long you've had this place that you're talking about, but like, are you actively like doing like habitat management stuff, or you've been like chatting with people about it, or where are you at in that process?
Oh yeah, dude. I was out there yesterday, hinge cutting and frost seeding. I'm trying to do it all. I suck, right? Like, I got no idea what I'm doing, but that's part of the fun.
That's gonna be fun too.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm going all in, fella. I bought a tractor off the marketplace. Like, I'm a loser.
Yes, dude.
I love that line. I
didn't even know how to drive it, man. I'm getting lessons from this tractor I bought, but I want to be a farmer.
You just show up at a guy's house with a trailer, and you're like, "Teach me."
Yeah. Like, all right. So how does this thing work? But it's I can't get enough. Like,
how many acres are you managing right now?
In Wisconsin, I've got 150, in Minnesota 300.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So the ideal, like my thoughts behind it is like acquiring these farms was like whenever I'm done, I can I'm working on them in the off season, spending my time during the fall. They're kind of a sanctuary from all you guys chasing deer. They're like, oh, come to Frank's property. It's safe. There's plenty of food. Everybody's happy. Nobody hunts it.
Tilly's like, Frank's home. What's up?
Frank's home. Andy's got a tractor.
Yeah, I come and ruin the party.
That's sick, dude.
That's really cool.
So are you like super into archery then, or have you gotten into that, you said recently?
Yeah, I just think the art of bow hunting is so I like the rifle hunt, don't get me wrong, but the intimacy is like it's a whole different deal when a deer's like 20 yards from you compared to 100 yards, right? Like it's a whole different battle, and it's fun.
Yeah. What kind of bow do you shoot, or have you been messing around with some different ones?
I shoot a Hoyt.
Nice.
RX-8.
Dope.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Have you done any like crazy Western hunts yet or anything, Frank? Or like, is that a thing when you get done? Or
yeah, I think number one on my bucket list would probably be elk with a bow.
Oh yeah, dude, that would be sweet.
Like that would be so cool. And Jason was telling me about like doing the sheep hunts. Apparently, are pretty epic. I don't know if I'm built for that, but that would be super sick. Yeah, once I'm done, it's game on. It's gonna be because I mean, since middle school, man, I haven't really been able to hunt much because falls have been all football. So it's or fall fishing. Like everybody talks about fall fishing. I got no clue what that's like, guys. I have no idea. So I can't wait to tap into that too.
Yeah.
Frank's never pulled up to a wintering hole for smallmouth and just been like, oh,
yeah. When
they're going to bite every single cast.
Right? When they're putting the feed on and everything, everyone talks about how magical it is. I love the spring bite too. Don't get me wrong. But everybody talks about the fall when they're loading up and it's like, gosh, one day.
Meanwhile, Frank's studying film like, how am I going to block Aaron Donald today? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then his trail cam's dinging off on the phone. He's all backwards.
It's an interesting deal.
Well, it'll be once you're doing that, it'll be super easy to get invites because they'll be like, this dude can pack hella meat for sure. Like, just come to our camp. Just come on.
Yeah,
that works for me, man. Whatever
Ryan's
it takes.
be buzzing you.
I'll be like, dude, I got this spot. It's way in there. Like, we'll go.
Yeah.
By the way, what can you carry?
Yeah.
I'm just a packing mule, baby. I'll do whatever it takes.
I feel like you would, just because it sounds like you like the process so much too. I want to do this too. I want to go down the rabbit hole that like Ryan has gone down too, where Ryan has like made a lot of his own arrows and just really like, I don't know, fine tuning them and different stuff. Like how long did you get into that, Ryan? How many years have you been doing that?
Oh, dude, super long time. I mean, I got super into archery like really young. So I just got addicted. Well, one, I was like super cheap and it was like every time you had to get something done, you had to like go to a pro shop and I'm like, I could do that. And I couldn't, but like I figured out along the way how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So then you kind of get addicted to it and it's easy to like mess around. So I don't know. I mean, everyone does it different. I don't know. There's plenty of guys that just go to the shop and get everything done,
but that would just be a cool experience too, because that's almost like tying your own hair jig and banging smallmouth on it, like to be like, oh, like I built these own arrows and now like
or like get stuff that you can't buy, right? Like build up some like super heavy arrows that are just like sledgehammers, and you're like, oh, these are sick. You know,
it's gotta be like for it all to come full circle and all come together. So fulfilling. Cool. Like, gosh,
yeah, super fun.
Yeah,
damn, dude, that gets me fired up.
I
know, right? I can't wait.
Frank, who do you got for the Bassmaster Classic? Who do you think is going to win? Have you looked who's in it at all?
No, I haven't. I haven't been paying attention.
Have you been to a classic before in your life?
No, dude. I've been invited to do the celebrity tournament or whatever the past 2 years.
That's like leading up to it, yeah. And
it just hasn't worked out with my schedule. I'm bummed, but
someday you got to go to the Classic, Frank. You really do. You'd love it. I know you. Yeah,
I've been wanting to, and hopefully one year I can make it down there. But I don't know Paul. I like Fighter because he's a Minnesota guy. I like all the smallmouth guys. because I just relate to them, you know.
I think the
Like the
Johnson
Johnson boys,
Yeah.
Gussie, like I like all the smallmouth guys.
Hell yeah.
Well, I
just
picked
thought-
Coop,
I
so
just-
that
sorry,
Cooper
I'm
go
just
on.
I'm laughing because Frank said I just relate to those guys, and I thought I'm like Seth is 110 dripping wet and smoking darts all
Sorry.
day.
He's
Frank
like,
is
we're the
about
same.
to- He's
We're the
like, we're
same.
the same. We love small
He's my
mouths.
it's my spirit animal, dude. One day.
You're just gonna walk out with a fighter mullet and mustache one season and just be like, "Here we go,
Whipping a
baby."
cig, ready to roll.
Dude, what would that ignite in terms of the local media and stuff if you walked into day one of training camp with just mustache, mullet, marb hanging out the leg?
I don't know if that would be good for the old PR team.
The players come in, they're talking to the coach. Like, I don't
Dude.
know, man. He's off the rails. Like, he bought a tractor. He smokes cigs now. Got like 200 cameras on his property. I think he's into conspiracy theories. Dude, he's sending death videos to his wife. Dude, I don't know. Frank's off the rails.
He's naming deer, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Naming deer weird names.
He's losing it, man. He's losing it.
He keeps saying Frank's Island. Said he shit on it or something.
I don't want him.
Like,
I don't want him touching the ball, dude.
Yeah.
Just for Halloween, if you have a Halloween game, Frank, can you please dress up as Seth Fighter?
Yeah, that would be good. That's a good
That'd be
idea.
sick.
Just the pictures would be.
That would
For
be
like,
sweet.
you know how everybody dresses in for the like pregame walk-in. What a weird thing that is, right? Like the guys get all fashionable, but like that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, that was super cool seeing you wear a Sobi sweatshirt in that one day.
Cannot thank you enough for
Oh,
wearing that.
dude,
That was
I
so
just
cool.
I
That was so
can't even
cool.
tell you
dude.
I planned it. I rock that hoodie all the time, man. I just really like the hoodie, so but no problem.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And I was in Shields the other day, dude, and I saw your stuff right there. I couldn't believe it.
Did you were in EP Shields?
Yeah, that place is not good.
I know that place is dangerous. It's too nice of a place.
Take my money. Yeah, that place is
Right.
deadly.
Oh,
Yeah, but
So
that was
all the
cool to see
time,
you
you
guys'
know
stuff right there. That was before you had even posted about it or whatnot. I saw it up there.
oh yeah.
I was gonna take a picture and send it to you, but didn't get to that.
Yeah, dude. Me and Buddy Cole are pumped.
Dude,
Yeah.
I need to meet Cole.
You got to meet Cole, dude. You especially after football when you just start digging into your farms, like
Yeah.
you need to. Me and Cole fly out there, do some fishing. Cole walk the land with you and different. He's a deer nerd, dude. He really is.
He seems like a great dude, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
got
is.
good things to say about that guy, and I've never even met him. So
Pint's a good dude.
yeah. So where did you guys? You went to New Prague, right? Or
Yeah.
Me and
Adam.
Sobi did.
are you guys the same age?
No,
He-
I'm younger by a year.
So you're 30.
Yeah, I'm 30. Yeah.
He
So class of
graduated in
2013?
2013. I was 2012. You were 14, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you guys play New Prague in football?
Yeah.
Dude, Daniel.
Dude, maybe we played each other then. That's crazy.
Dude,
What position
my
were you?
brother-
Linebacker. A
Oh,
small outside linebacker.
Yeah, dude. We should look for the highlights. You might check my huddle.
Well, I'm just kidding. Well, somebody pin that clip. Look that up. Charles, look that up.
They
My
were sitting in
brother-
the stands going, that kid will probably just fish, probably.
My brother Daniel.
Oh shit, that was a good timestamp. We're right that one down.
My brother Daniel was the nose tackle for the Trojans this Frank's senior year. So Daniel went against Frank, and I
Oh,
remember
really?
before I knew Frank, every time he got home from were you Chanhassen or Chaska? Chanhassen.
Chanhassen, yeah.
Okay. Every time he'd get home from the Chanhassen games, he was just like, I just got my ass kicked for like 2.5 hours. Because he's like 100 pounds less. Like, he doesn't have a
Yeah.
chance. You know?
Yeah, like I was, dude, in high school, like I was so much bigger than everybody. It was like
It
but
had
then
to
when
have
I
been
got to, like,
so
my freshman
fun.
year at Arkansas. You want to talk about like a holy crap, like going from Minnesota high school football to the SEC.
Oh,
I was sitting there like, I don't know if I can do this.
Shit.
Complete different, let's just say a complete different athlete that I'm going against.
Yeah. Daniel Bartusek to SEC.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Five-star defensive tackles. Yeah.
What was your size going in when you were a freshman? In college?
I think I was like 6'5", 280, and then my strength coach had me eat just raw turkey all summer because I had to go early, so I got there right away in June, so I didn't have a senior year summer, and I just ate raw turkey like every 2 hours. Raw turkey.
Why did he put you on that? Like, what was the just?
I was 300 by the start of the fall, dude.
Yeah,
just bulk season. It was crazy.
Do you like Thanksgiving still or not really?
No, I don't even eat turkey. I'm out on turkey now.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So much.
Would you like to turkey hunt, Frank?
Oh yeah, I actually do like turkey hunt.
Yeah.
That's great. I couldn't imagine just them being like, yeah, you need to, like, you're 6'5", 280. And that is the craziest thing about like the NFL or pro sports is they're like, we actually need you to get bigger. And you're like, what do you mean? I've never seen anyone my size.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, you need to get larger.
Yeah. It's in the NFL, it's a whole nother deal. Like the NFL, it's interesting. Like we weigh in every Thursday, and every pound you're overweight is a $700 fine.
Really?
Jesus
so
Christ.
Like a dude could come in on a Thursday and be 10 pounds overweight, and then it's a hefty fine. It's crazy.
Wow.
But you can be underweight, which is cool. They can't fine you for being underweight, but they can fine you for being overweight. So it's just so weird. Like,
is it just because they know your body so well and you're so dialed in where they're like, this is your
they say they do, like, man. They don't know nothing. They all say, oh yeah, you move best at 3, you move better at 300 than they don't. Come on.
Yeah.
You're like, my knee says otherwise.
But
that's
but otherwise
it's like what we do for PTB. Kind of like each week we come in and we're like, where are you at? You know, I mean, we weigh in, we do this shit.
We weigh in. We're
I get it.
I get accountable and fines, big fines as well.
Oh yeah, and like some of those guys are some like pretty hefty, slobs. So they need kind of that accountability.
Dang.
Yeah, I suppose that's nuts. I do have to ask, what's it like playing for Dan Campbell? That's got to be just like, great.
He's the best coach I've ever had. He's just authentic, really transparent, super smart. Like he kind of gives off this kind of macho man vibe, but he's very, very intelligent, very, very like emotionally intelligent. Like that's kind of hard to explain, but he has such a good feel for how each individual player's doing and what he's going through and how the locker room feels, and he's able to kind of adjust like that. And he's just he's the man, dude. He's a great guy.
Yeah, it's hard to root against him or root against you guys. Like it's so fun to watch, and Campbell's just a lightning bolt.
What does Dan like to do outside of football? Like
he likes to fish.
Really? Is that like his therapy as well?
Not imagine him holding a drop shot rod.
What does he like to fish? Is he like fish for bass?
Yeah, because he's a good old Texas boy, right? So he likes to fish, but I mean, those guys, you think players don't get free time? Coaches are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the guy hasn't fished since who knows when, but he always tells me he likes to fish. And his daughter is a big fishing fan too, so it's cool to see.
You should take him just to re-spark his passion. You need to take him.
Like, Coach, this would give me a lot of views on Grizzly Man.
Yeah. Just look at him and be like, Coach, have you heard of Live Scope? And he's like, no, and be like, all right, we're going to get an authentic reaction here. That would be so viral, Frank.
That would be pretty good.
It would be so viral. If you brought him and we're like, yeah, throw it that. And he just sees the bait go down and eat it, he'd freak out. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Dan Campbell sees Live Scope for the first time.
That's the video title right there.
Be the headline of ESPN on if you did it around like June 15th to actually no, when's the MLB All-Star break? So if you do that week, you would dominate all sports headlines.
The only problem is he'd get him out there, he'd be like, oh dude, this is cheating. And we'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah, for sure, right?
All of a sudden, Frank goes from being excited to being the face on the next Randy Blockett thumbnail. NFL players.
As it ruined
the NFL's ruining bass fishing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
So what's next for the off season? What are you looking forward to the most? Kind of like, I guess even maybe the next month.
I just I'll be going to my farm a bunch, doing that work, turkey hunting. I'm going back up to Manitoba, Wekusko Falls Lodge.
Nice.
I've been going up there since COVID and become really good friends with Brian Bogdan. He owns the lodge, so I go up there once a year. So I'm going to go up there in April, like last ice. So I'm pretty stoked for that because usually I go up there in February when it's pretty chilly. So it'll be cool to do the last ice bite and just kind of chase big fish and probably try to get up to Pipestone on my snowmobiles and fish and hunt and live life.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
One more thing, Frank, and then we'll probably, I mean, unless you guys got anything, we'll let Frank get back to his evening. But what's your plan with Grizzly Man Outdoors and like what's next? Are you still like wanting to chase after that and do all that when you're done playing, or like kind of what's your passion for that when you're done?
I think so. Like I really haven't. I had a baby a year and a half ago, so I've unfortunately been pretty hurt with football. I've had a lot of tough injuries, so it's kind of been hard. Every time I'm able to get out fishing, it's more like I just want to go fish and be kind of relaxed kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I really have found a passion in doing that. Like I don't think I would ever want to do like a show, but I would love to do like what Sobi does, like YouTube wise. Just kind of like the vlog style, like just, and I've been very fortunate, like where I've made plenty of money and financially I'll be set, but just as like a passion and something to do.
Yeah, and just capture for what it is and just have it posted somewhere, like have
for
it posted
sure.
so you could look back.
Just being able to relive some of the things that I'm hopefully able to do would be sick. So I like it. It's I hired a camera guy. I hired you, Bart.
Yeah, we did a couple videos together.
Yeah, and I that's cool and all, and it definitely makes a better product. But I like doing the whole thing, man. Like I like the GoPros, I like the editing. Like I use Final Cut. I suck. I'm horrible at it. But there's something about doing like the whole thing, and we'll see. I mean, if people watch it, whatever. But that will probably be something that I try to continue.
Yeah. I think it'd be awesome seeing it fired up again. I remember, I think we had Clayton Schick. I was talking about how we had filmed together, and I'd still, like all these years later, I still thank you for, you bought me my first drone, I think, as payment for doing it.
That was when you just launched your Bartusek Media or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we went out and went smallmouth fishing with Doug.
Yeah.
And stayed out in Sturgeon Bay for a while. It was super fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think. I'm supposed to fish with Clayton, I think, this April too. Hopefully, we can make it work. I've been trying to fish with that guy forever. But he's a busy man. But
that's awesome. He was talking about you when we had him on here.
I've met him once. He's a great dude. We keep in touch, and he's solid, man. His lake trout videos are just epic too. Like, gosh,
they are. Clayton's in a league of his own.
Yeah, with that, right? Yeah,
he is
unreal.
Awesome stuff. Well, do you guys have anything else? Or Frank, do you have any questions for us? I should ask that.
What do you guys, dude? Pink, we saw each other you didn't even bring up the gas station, dude.
I did. This is so funny. This is like the most Midwest thing of all time, right? So me and Frank actually met each other for the first time ever at Quick Trip.
Quick Trip.
Of course, Pink's at the trip.
Yeah, I looked at Ryan. I'm like, I know who you are.
Yeah, it was actually a super funny thing because you were kind of whatever. We're just like in line together or something, and we kind of both looked at each other. And we're just like, "Saw, dude." Like it was so funny, dude. Yeah, I was like at work. You were just like, you must have just got off of a workout or something. You were like, it was like -10. You were in like flip flops, and I was like, this dude's hard. Okay.
Yeah, just going to get a pump.
Yeah, I remember that Frank or Pink texted the Chronicles group chat, and he went, "Holy shit! I just met Frank Ragnow at Quick Trip."
Because it was funny because we were talking about something about you like semi recently, and then I was like, "No shit, I just ran into him actually." It was actually really funny.
That was funny, dude. I was like, "Holy smokes, I know you." And then that register guy was interesting, huh?
Oh, dude, yeah, he was. what was he talking about, the marijuana bowl? And you were like, lit, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Thanks. See you. Have a good day, man. Thanks.
Chanhassen, man.
Yeah.
Finding friendships inside Quick Trip.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Dang. Well, Frank, we can't thank you enough for coming on the pod, and we can't thank you enough for supporting fishing and this whole outdoor fishing media and just supporting fishing. You having a high profile career and just being an advocate of the outdoors, it's a big deal, and we appreciate it a lot. And for you to come on the pod, we appreciate it. So thank you.
Oh, dude,
Seriously,
I
thank
appreciate it. I'm just a normal dude. I happen to be good at football, but I'm just like you guys, man. I love the outdoors, and it's cool seeing you guys all do your thing. Like Crappie Chronicles, like holy crap, Bart, that's freaking sick to think of like where you are with trying to figure out Bartisek Media and everything, and then Sobs, like I've been watching your videos, dude, since
Thank you, dude.
I can remember, and me and my brother still watch them all. This is so to see you guys all do your thing. It's pretty cool to see the journey. Just a bunch of boys trying to make it from Minnesota. That's all we are.
We need to fish soon. We all need to fish.
Yeah, dude. Come on. I'm ready whenever.
Yeah, he's in the off season right now.
Load it up.
Yes, I've been waiting for the invite. About to show up at your house. I've been studying your YouTube videos trying to get those addresses.
You're just gonna see me. You're gonna see me at Kelzer Pond one of these days and just hey.
I'll give Frank your address just so one day you wake up in the morning and you walk out and there's just this dark giant hooded figure standing outside your door.
He's like, we going or what?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, Frank, thank you so much for swinging on by, man. And obviously we'll keep following you along and appreciate you supporting all of us. Like Sobi said, it's super cool to see.
Heck yeah, fellas. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, dude.
Peace out, man.
Evening.
Adios.
All right. Fantastic interview.
Yeah, that was the one and only Frank Ragnow. And we haven't shouted out yet, but please go follow Grizzly Man Outdoors. That's his YouTube channel. Follow him on social media. Follow his journey. Follow his football career, and just follow this man because he's like you all know, he's a phenomenal athlete, but he's got a passion for the outdoors, and he posts he's posting pictures and his journey during the off season. It's cool. It's cool to watch. Like Frank's a freaking G. He really is a great dude.
I liked how much he's out there, like actually doing it. Like there's there's other pros or like high level celebrities or whatever it is that like say they like fishing, like Frank said, and they go out and it's like, oh, okay, you do like it, but you're not like super into it. And you look and Frank's like actively in the most like extreme situations he could be in the outdoors. And he's like, this is sick. It's awesome. That's such a cool story about Canada and just the whole thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that video, dude.
Oh, it's going to be,
like I'm sure there's a lot of stuff, like making videos that doesn't make it, but I'm just like, I think the A1 footage from that's gotta be insane.
Well, it's just got to be the whole thing is like 40-inch lake trout being pulled out of a hole. You're going to be
like a bunch of them.
It's going to be Frank and Mitchell giggling like freaking schoolgirls, dude. They're going to be giggling, like grinning ear to ear. It's going to be wicked.
It'll be it'll be the Mitchell laugh too, not the ho, ho, ho. It'll be like, it'll be a little bit different of a laugh.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Speaking of Mitchell, we should get Mitchell on the pod, dude.
Yeah, we need to get him on.
We should.
Mitchell would be a great one.
Mitchell has so many stories. We got to get him on the pod.
Yeah, we'll just have to tell him for his stories. We're not recording yet. Okay, no, that was great. Huge shout out to Frank. Let us know for other people you want to have us on for these interviews, but we're going to keep it rolling. Like we told you guys all last episode, we're going to try to be more organized and come back with more segments. Now, leading into our next segment that I did not prepare for.
See where this is going? You see
that? I did actually prepare for it. It involved another person, so I'll have it for the next one. But I did prepare something though. So this is going to be just a little bit short segment, but I thought it's important to bring up. And I brought this up to you guys before, but so obviously in especially the bass fishing world right now, there's just like this negativity cloud that seems to be looming everywhere. And it's why, like last episode, we didn't talk to Scott Martin until the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Because we just
Keep it
want to
clean.
stay. Yeah, we want to keep it clean, stay away from all the drama. Like, it's just, we're here to be your outlet to having fun in the outdoors, joking around, enjoying it. And with that, what I also want, I would like for it to be a part of every show coming up, but we're going to do a little bit of Fear My Heart shout out. So for you guys who don't know about this, so Carl Jocumsen, who is a guest we will have on at some point in time. Carl is a Bassmaster Elite Series pro from Australia, moved over here. I think a lot of people are fairly familiar with his story now, but extremely motivational, good dude, and loves to give back to bass fishing for everything it's given him. So we'll have him on sometime to ask the exact specifics of how this works, because I don't know the exact specifics, but basically he started this brand, Fear My Heart. He's got a bunch of apparel and merch and stuff like that. People go support him because it's really good stuff too. But with that Fear My Heart slogan and campaign and everything he's kind of doing is he started his own incentive to pay back Elite Series pros. So basically, like, Yamaha Power Pay or Camus bonus bucks, Toyota bonus bucks, whatever it is. He started one with Fear My Heart. And what it is I don't know if there's a committee or anything with it, or if he decides it. Like I said, we'll have him on. But basically, they decide an Elite Series pro. They find a good story or something that happened, someone being great sportsmanship, giving back to the community, whatever it is, and that person gets $1,000 check for the event. So you guys following me right now?
Yeah, like it's his Fear My Heart contingency.
Yes, exactly. Contingency. Thank you.
But it has nothing to do with how the angler does in the tournament. It has everything to do with their sportsmanship or going above and beyond.
Yeah, something that happened probably that week during the event.
100%. So the one that got announced, and I would like to announce every single one of these as they come out throughout the year, because I think the fishing industry in general just needs more positivity, because there's so many of these type of things going on that nobody hears about. So the winner of the Fear My Heart Award for the St. Johns River was Jason Christie. And Carl just posted the video on his Fear My Heart page, but Jason Christie won it because from what I understood in the video, day 2, Jason pulled into the same creek arm that Bill Lowen was in, and he caught or lost a couple big ones. Ran into Bill. Bill said he had 24 pounds and that, it was like going down, and Jason saw him and he gave him the area, and he was like, "Hey, this is your one to win, not mine," and just got out of his way.
Wow.
So I think that is very admirable, and I think this is stuff that actually happens a lot, and that's why decision making is so important in bass tournaments. But yeah, that was something I wanted to bring up. I think it's a good story and something we need to focus on a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get to hear about that stuff a lot because it's not the stuff that ends up on the weigh-in stage, right? And I think to your point, yeah, it's like cool to hear about that, and not just in fishing. Like you don't get to hear a lot of those positive stories or the stuff that might inspire somebody else to do something good. You know what I mean? It's usually just the drama is what comes out. So yeah, awesome job, Carl, for starting that though. Super good idea. Hopefully it just keeps growing.
Yeah, and I think we'll do our best to announce all of them as they come out. He hasn't announced the winner for Okeechobee yet, so I can't do that one. But yeah, they normally will just post them and go throughout the year. But they're great feel-good stories, and like we said, it's just more stuff the whole bass fishing world needs. So that was
good job,
part
Jason Christie. Nice.
Yeah, good job, Jason Christie.
I want you boys to give me your best Carl Jocumsen impression right now, really quick, just a shot.
Hi, mate.
Kayla, Rue, get in the camper. Feel me hot. Feel me hot.
Feel me hot.
Jason, then into Bill. I said Kayla. He wins. Get in the camper. Rue. Carl's a freaking awesome dude, by the way.
Glider. Need to throw a glider. Yeah.
I hate the glider.
Oh, what? He ate the glider. He's after the glider.
Kayla.
All right. Anyways.
Oh my God.
New segment.
I didn't mean it like that. After I said it.
Instant
right.
regret.
Instant regret. Good try,
Oh my
Sobi.
God, dude.
All right, so that's me partially making up for the segment I forgot about. The other one, I was just going to bring a noteworthy news article. Did you see that the DNR already shrunk the perch limit on Mille Lacs?
Did they really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
It just got announced. I don't know if it was today or
Like
yesterday.
new for 2025 or like
For the rest of the year, it's 5 fish limit.
Wow. Cool.
that's nice.
Yeah, so resorts are really upset about it. So just filling you in about that. But it is because they're apparently 10,000 pounds of fish over their quota from the year already because of winter. I also will say maybe we could have a DNR guy on at some point in time to tell me this.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they're able to estimate that or anything.
Yeah. Because
You know what I mean? Like I've never got that.
I've been to Mille Lacs quite a few times this year, and even on the weekends, it's not like people are doing krill surveys or no.
Yeah, so I've never quite understood that. But yeah, the limit got shrunk down to 5 for the remainder of the year because of the agreement between the Native Americans and the lake, the DNR. So because they had hit that quota, they're pulling it back to 5 fish. I do believe, though, I don't remember what the summer slot is, but I thought it was 2 walleyes this summer. So things are getting more opened up, but then they like cut it off right away too. Mille Lacs is a really weird fishery like that. You kind of always have to pay attention to it.
Yeah, because I do feel like, there's always been like contentious conversations about how they're managing that. So I don't, because like you said, the resorts are pissed, but it was like when the walleye thing went down, then the resorts were like, let's just knife all these smallmouth. Then they're like, well, that's a bad idea. And now they're like, perch, and then they're like, this is sick. Now they're like, how much did you hear about walleye fishing this winter? Like almost nothing,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
the
weird.
Walleye fishing out there is really weird this year from everyone I've spoke to that went to Mille Lacs at all or knows anything.
Right, but in the summer, it was like crazy good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
so
a
like
lot of bait now, so they're not as easy to catch.
Yeah.
They're full.
They're full. They're literally full. That's what everybody keeps saying. The walleyes out there are like full.
Yeah, they're round. The lake is very healthy right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I don't know.
But yeah, so those were the couple things I wanted to bring up.
That's dope. Wow. Really pulled one out there, bud.
I did it.
I did it.
We're good.
I do have something I want to talk about though. So this weekend, because I didn't talk about this before, but this weekend I got like now that kind of the ice stuff's winding down, I felt like I just had like a little more time or whatever. Dude, I threw down making some meat this weekend. And I feel like this is the time of year a lot of people kind of do this stuff, Because it's like you either do it in the winter, but if you're super into ice fishing, you probably don't because it's just like it's time consuming or whatever. So I always feel like I always do it kind of like later in the winter, maybe springtime, whatever, when you can still like just put coolers of stuff in your garage and not have to put everything in the fridge, you know, to like keep it cold. But dude, I got down to meat making this weekend. Actually, me and Nicole did. We threw down pretty hard, and we made hella stacks, dude. We made a mega batch of jalapeno cheddar summer sausage, and it turned out unreal, dude.
Yum.
Unreal.
You cannot lose with summer sausage, dude. It's so good. It's good all the time, and it's amazing in the boat in summer.
That was to say, the goal was to try to make enough, basically like meat snacks for like the majority of the summer.
Yeah.
Like right now. So like, dude, I've been rolling hella Traeger smoke, dude. I smoked all these lake trout recently, like a ton of lake trout, did all this summer sausage, made a bunch of Italian sausage. And then we had a big dinner party last night. Did a big like rib feast. It was awesome, dude.
Yum.
Like we were just throwing down, but everything turned out super good, but I'm going to keep playing.
That is one thing I've never asked you or Nicole, like, was she a wild game connoisseur before kind of hanging out with you, or a meat woman herself?
She does like it a lot. Yeah. She really hadn't done much like hunting, or whatever, but like her family did and does or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like she's always been around that stuff and just loves it too. So, yeah, she was pumped. Like when we were chatting about like we should make some stuff, and we were like, all right, let's like pull a bunch of this out, and we got down to business. But yeah, dude, like all the time, she'll be on. She was like the one time we're out fishing, and her dad called her or whatever, and somebody just like hit a deer or whatever, and by her parents' property in Wisconsin, and she was all bummed out. She's on it was funny because I was kind of like half overhearing the conversation because we're like in the boat, right?
Yeah.
And she's all of a sudden she's all like bummed out and it's like whatever. And it was because like he didn't like cut the back straps out of it when he found it or something.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, what is your problem?
Yeah, well, so did you knife it?
Yeah. So we got some plans for some of that stuff, but yeah, no, yes, everything turned out awesome, and we're probably gonna do a bunch more of it. So
I want folks to comment down below probably one of their favorite boat snacks, homemade boat snacks. I don't care if you make a ham and cheese sandwich and that's what you bring, or if you make venison summer sausage or meat sticks or snack sticks or like
whatever you make, whatever it is.
Yeah, comment down below some of your favorite, like whether it be ice fishing or hunting or boat snacks that you personally make and don't buy. I'd just be interested to see what people like.
Because I feel like I try to have like a good variety. Because it's like you go somewhere for the weekend a lot, right? Like not just like not just like going bassing after work or whatever. But it's like, when you roll out driving up north for the weekend and you're just like loading a cooler and go, and it's like, what you're gonna have some stuff. So yeah. But I'm looking forward, like I said, probably over the next couple weeks. I'm gonna try to keep going with it. I got a lot of meat to work through to turn it into some other stuff. But
Pink, I don't know if you want to give the people this recipe, but you could just text it to me as well. Your little protein ball things, I need to make a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
I'm
nugs.
Talking about? The nugs. Yeah, the nugs, dude. Those are like the greatest boat snack or just like anything.
Dude, because they actually fill you up, but you don't get like weighed down, and like give you some energy.
And they're not terrible for you.
Yeah.
Like, they're just meat.
Yeah. We're talking the jerky nugs, dude.
Oh,
that's what we're talking. I don't know. Okay. I don't think you've had these. This was
the nugs.
I made a bunch of them.
You've brought them with ice fishing and stuff, and like I need to make a bunch of them for like summer boats,
it's by
stuff
far
like that.
For people that like, because
like about the nugs. Then I didn't know that.
Okay, this is like the crazy thing is they're like not hard to make at all, and I think most people like have the stuff to do it. But so like people get like jerky guns and all this stuff, and it's just pain in the ass to like use all that stuff sometimes. Yeah. So I came up with this way to basically just like make jerky. Like, you can go to Fleet Farm and get those little bags of seasoning that do like 5 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So the ones that I make, they're not, I mean, I add some stuff to it, but the ones that I gave Bart for sure were the sweet and hot flavor. So they make a bag that, it's like Backwoods or whatever they sell it like everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Fleet Farm, Shields, whatever. So I just normally I do like when I do it, I do 10 pounds straight up. So I'll take 10 pounds, all venison. I don't cut it with anything, no pork, nothing. Just ground venison. 10 pounds, I'll do 2 bags of that sweet and hot seasoning in there. And then I add I add crushed red pepper flakes and syrup like you'd put on pancakes,
Yeah.
And then just mix it all together. And then I have a bunch of those like wire cookie racks, right? Like the cooling racks or whatever. And you can do them on the smoker. I always do them in the oven though. And I just put my oven on the lowest. I think it's like 170 is the lowest it'll go, whatever. I have I guess I forget the measurement, but those cookie scoopers where you like squeeze it and it like scoops the shit out of there. Yeah. It's like a little ball thing. So I just use that, scoop the meat, and shoot them out onto the tray like that. And so they're like little balls in that cookie scooper thing. 6 hours in the oven on like 170. Done, dude. And they're so good. They're super moist, like you would think, like when you get like Jack Link's like sticks, right? And they're like really moist still. They're just like that, but they're like a little ball. Just throw them all in a gallon Ziploc bag, chuck it in the fridge. Done deal, dude.
It's
oh
legit.
My gosh.
They're
awesome. You don't need all this.
It's straight ground venison.
Yep, straight ground venison, and then those seasoning packets.
You've done it with any meat. Like you could do it with you could do it with burger.
You could do it with ground beef if you wanted to. I do it with elk, deer, whatever, antelope meat, all of it. And it's super good, man. And like I said, the key is just not drying them out. Like that's the thing with like jerky, right? I know some people like it like super dry. I don't. I really like super like moist jerky, right? Like I want to be able to bite through it. And that's what these little nugs are, dude. So yeah, we just call them jerky nugs and make those things, and you just freaking hammer down. So I'll vacuum seal a bunch of them, huck them in the freezer. But yeah, and it's nice because it doesn't take that long to make them. You don't need any like fancy tools or anything. If you already have ground meat, all you need is that little cookie scooper and some wire racks, and throw them in the oven. Like I said, I normally what I'll do is I'll stay up like super late. Like I'll do it after work, right? I'll stay up super late. I'll stay up till like midnight or something, and I'll throw them in, and then I'll go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning and take them out. And then they're done.
But dude, they're seriously, like you said too, they're so filling and everything. Like you can literally eat, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them, and you're just like, I'm pretty good. Like,
yeah, and I don't know what the spec like. I never like get into the whole like how much protein's in this or that, but people that are super into that, I know like venison is pretty high in protein. So like I'm sure if you were like, dude, I gotta do the macros on this shit or whatever, like it'd probably be pretty good for you.
Oh, it's great for you, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, but better than whatever I'm getting from the gas station to eat in my boat. So
I think one of these days
I'll up on that pink. So I need to make them for like a month, and then like I'll throw some in the freezer and shit or whatever, and then just pull them out.
But see, that's the nice part is if you get those things, is you only have to make 5 pounds at a time. It's no big deal, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like you're like, I gotta make 30 pounds, you know?
Even like you're saying, Bart, like if 4 or 5 tied you over though, and you got a little vacuum sealer, it's like after you make a bulk pack, you just like put 4 or 5 and then it's like, okay, when you're going out fishing, you just grab that, almost like that as your lunch.
The problem, it's just like they're good though. So if you have them all in one bag, you just mow them.
Yeah, you'll eat them. Like that's why if you portion them out.
Yeah, you just portion them out.
Yeah. But they're good. I think I got to make a video on it or something because
you do, dude. That's like the simplest, like greatest thing that you've brought with on like a bunch of our Chronicles trips and stuff. Like he'll bring them with, and he'll just be like, anyone want a nug, and we all like grab 1 or 2 of them, throw them in, and we're good. Like God, they're just so good. They're so good.
But the key. So there's the one thing I got to say this. So when you make them, when you first take them out, the outside is like really crusty, hard, whatever. The inside's still fairly moist. Once you take them out of the oven, because they're still going to be like a little warm. I mean, you're only cooking them like 170. It's not going to get that hot.
Yeah.
I put them all, like whether I'm going to repackage them or whatever, I put them all in a gallon Ziploc and seal it up when they're still warm and put it into the fridge because it'll create like a little steam in the bag, right? You see like some condensation in there. When you come back, like you leave them in there for a couple hours or overnight or whatever, when you take them out, they're all like super moist, tender, whatever, because it kind of like redistributes the moisture through them. Like if you just eat them right off the rack, you're like, I don't know what this is about. But like if you wait a little bit, let them do their thing.
It's 100% a meal prep thing. It's not like you pop them out of the oven and eat them or like
this is
like that.
That's why I try to make a lot of them. Like my oven, so like a standard oven where you have like one, what is it? Like 1, 2, 3 of the big like racks, right? I have these wire racks that I got. I put 2 racks on each one, so there's 6 racks, and that holds 10 pounds of meat straight up. If I do, like if I make 2, so I can do 10 pounds at one time in the oven. That's what I'm saying. So, and because I mean, this you can do, like I said, you could do it on the smoker, but I don't think it's necessary by any means.
But it would just take so much longer because you could.
Well, it'd probably take about the same amount of time, but 6 hours of pellets going and everything just to make jerky nug. And like, if you really like them,
you can't stack as many in there. Oven can hold a lot of shit.
you can put a lot, and some ovens even have more rat, dude. Like you can, But yes, jerky nugs, dude.
Yeah, sorry, that was one I just thought of, and I'm like, people on the podcast will probably be interested.
They do, and like I've tried. I got the jerky guns. I got a sausage stuff. I got all this shit. Like I made like like Slim Jim type stuff, case snack sticks, flat jerky, whole muscles, all of it.
Nothing's beat the ice cream scoop.
Dude, nugs are where it's at, dude.
I agree. I 100%. Like I've had a lot of deer sticks, jerky, you name it, whatever from people throughout the years. The nugs, they're so good. You don't even put cheese in them or anything. You just eat them, and you're like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
Dang.
Like I take them to people's like parties all the time. You just like dump, like you show up, somebody's got like a cheese board or whatever, and you just like dump those on there, and you're like, "There you go."
And they're like,
yeah. So anyway, that was good.
Good one.
But anyway, right. more meat making to come. I tell you.
I like it. Good deal. All right, should we roll into a little bit of weigh-in?
Let's do it.
Turned.
Let's do it.
Okay, so for people
let me hit a quick Tell them the rules. Let me hit a quick bathroom break.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, okay, cool. I needed to do that too, but whatever.
Catheters only.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so for those of you new to the podcast or whatever, we haven't done this much in a while just because we've been so busy. But like we said, organization is a new thing here at PTB, and we're going to be killing it. But the weigh-in is it's a segment where we select a topic, and then we do a snake draft order, and we select the best of the best or worst or whatever the topic is of these things. We then post that graphic to social media. You vote on it, and we have a winner and loser, whatever that may be. So we're going to kind of get this rolling again, maybe end up having a competition with it later. I'm not completely sure yet, but we're going to get this segment rolling again because the people love it. So today's topic will be the best frozen pizzas. And if you have topics, please slide into our DMs. I put a poll up the other day. We got a ton of really good ones, actually. Good. So if you have any of them, slide in. It just needs to be some sort of ranking system. That's the biggest thing for it.
Yep. Yeah, and we will, once we're done with this will get posted on Instagram so everyone can vote on who has the best lineup of frozen pizzas.
Yes, 100%. So how are we going to do order? This is always the hardest part of this.
It is, and we don't have a standard method for this. I think we should go solely based on how people did in the last Elite Series event on fantasy fishing.
That's fair. I think I'll be last then. Let me look. You guys need to fill the void. This is poor podcasting right now.
No,
No,
we don't.
We're going to take a moment of silence for our unpreparation.
You need to be able to hear Alexa when you're driving. So this is your moment.
I am looking. Ryan is pick one.
Okay.
I got to go a long ways to find me and Sobi, I fear.
Scrolling.
Oh, wait. Just was that actually me?
Ryan, what's our weighing topic?
Best frozen pizzas. And these have to be very specific. We're talking brand, make,
flavor,
model, all of it.
Wait, where'd Pink go? Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. So now I'm actually going through.
Okay.
Yeah, brand, flavor.
It just has to be specific. That's where we're getting at. You can't.
We all did really bad at this event. Okay,
we did.
Pink number one. I had to go to the second page to even find our first person.
God, at least I'm on page one, dude.
No, you're on page two.
Sobi for the last event.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sobi, you're second, and I believe, like I said, I would be third.
Okay. And that's the order we'll go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got the 101 here. So this one's interesting because I feel like there's not necessarily a clear 101. Like some of these, it's like, oh yeah, you best be taking that. But I feel pretty good about my selections here. So I'm just gonna lead off with I feel like especially around here, this is a classic one. Straight out of Quick Trip, the Pothole Pizza meat sweats.
Ooh.
The meat sweats. Sausage, pepperoni, blend of cheese, tomato sauce, crispy thin crust. Come on.
SWEATZ, isn't it?
No.
I think that's how they spell it.
No, it's just SWEATS, meat sweats.
Okay.
But it's Pothole Pizza.
Got it. All right. Good pick. Sobi?
I'm going to do a Heggy's Chicken Alfredo.
That is that actually was on my list. That is a
gas.
very good one.
That's a good pick. Good
It's
pick.
Gas. Little Heggy's Chicken Alfredo. That's gas.
Chicken Alfredo pizza rips, dude.
It's so good,
every
dude.
time.
And like if you're someone who gets heartburn like myself from red sauce, the white sauce is awesome. You're getting
See what I deal with?
Yeah. Anyways, okay. I actually will say in my mind or in my house, I thought there was a 1-1, and I'm glad I got it. And I just think it's because of it's a classic and nostalgia. So I have to go with this one. Is you can't not pick Jack's pepperoni.
That's gas. It is. It's just
I've had a million of them in my life.
It's OG.
You ever look at the ingredients on that?
It's so good.
Cart, ketchup, pepperoni. That's it.
It's OG.
But how many Jack's pepperonis have you had in your life? Because you always get them because you play the hits. It's good.
Because you play the hits.
Okay.
I feel like Jack's Pizza doesn't even have flavor because it just burns your mouth and then you just mow the whole thing and you're just
you are hungry always when you want it. You're like, I'm so hungry.
You're not like, wow, that was delicious.
There's just, if I look in a freezer and I see Jack's Pep, you're like, well, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah.
So
it just requires one bottle of ranch on top of it to make it edible.
Here's a crazy shout out. There was one of our good pals growing up. His name was Nick Johnson. He played basketball with Adam, and he told our health teacher one time, I think it was the number was 12. She was going through like the calories and the stuff of him, and he goes, my record is like 11 or 12 Jack's pizzas in one day. And he's being legit. He had like 2 in the morning.
Mowed him down at Teach's back in the day.
Oh, they had a lot, yeah. And she was like, that you're an anomaly. That is so bad for you. You're dead.
Meanwhile, kid's like a state track athlete. That was crazy. Okay, so my second pick, I will go. I'm going to go with the Heggies as well, Sobi. But I'm going to go Heggies for meat.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Just make sure when you pull it out of the oven, you stick a fork in it a few times, because otherwise you're going to bite into it and the top of your mouth will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Blistered, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll be back to you.
I'm going to go an OG. It's a lots of matzah, pepperoni, and sausage.
Okay.
It's a classic.
Okay.
It's a fan
That is
favorite.
classic.
Just a lots of matzah, pep, and sausage. You're like, well, I would just do pep. And then you're like, damn, but for the same price, I could do pep and sausage. I'll hit it.
I hit it.
That's like a bar staple.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That
you're
is
in a bar
staple.
and they're like, we got frozen pizzas, and you're like, I know what I'm about to get.
Lots of matzahs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, my next pick, also from the fabled Lots of Matzah brand, with the Lots of Matzah bacon cheeseburger pizza.
Ooh. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
The Lots of Matzah franchise is really
That's a very
staple in the frozen pizza industry.
It is.
Okay. No, I just don't know if I should leave this till the end. Okay, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take, love this brand. Don't think you can go wrong here. I'm going to take the Screamin' Sicilian Mother of Meat.
Screamin' Sicilian Mother of Meat.
Yes. Yes.
That's a good pizza, dude.
It's heavy, dude.
It's heavy, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Like,
it is a good one. That's a very
you pick
good
up like some of these when you're like, how much meat is on this? When you pick this oboe up, you're like, ooh.
They're like plenty. Plenty.
You like get 2 of them.
Is it to me?
Back to you.
It is to you.
I cannot believe it hasn't been taken yet, or at least one in this category. So good. When somebody pulls it out, especially if you're out fishing or if you had a late night the night before and somebody just pulls out a Heggies breakfast pizza and you're like, come on. Or a breakfast pizza of any brand.
But
really.
I don't know that you picked the best one.
Oh, what? I'm probably missing the brand.
Sobi's going heavy Heggies.
Heggies.
But he's local favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And okay, so I know what my last 2 picks are going to be here. Pumped about them. All right. We're going to go with one just so cheesed up. There's so much cheese on it. And I'm going to go with the DiGiorno 4 cheese.
Ooh.
Okay.
So good.
It's not takeout. It's DiGiorno.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. And then for my last pick, just this one's after, just personal fave of myself. And I think other people appreciate it, but I am also going to go now to the Lots of Matza brand, a
Hell of a
staple.
franchise.
Ooh.
Hell of a franchise. Brew Pub, Lots of Matza.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with the buffalo chicken.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, very good.
See, that's one of
very
those
good.
ones that you never are like, which pizza should we get? And you select that, but when it's
You
there, you're like,
see it.
son of a bitch.
That's brownie
Yeah,
points.
like
dude.
you grab like a sausage pep or a 4 meat or whatever it is, and then you're like, oh, we need a second one, and you see that buffalo chicken, that little red orange label, and you're like, oh, we should get that one, and then it has like the perfect amount of buffalo on it too, like it's just good. It's a good buffalo
and I think
chicken
that
pizza.
those are more common, like somewhere where you would get a pizza made, but you don't see them too much in the frozen
you don't
situations, you know.
I used to get them at Cub in Lakeville when I used to
really?
live down that way, but yeah, they're
I
not
haven't had that
often
flavor
around.
of Lots Mott's in a long time, and that is a really good pizza.
Oh, I'm torn here, dude.
All right, Sobi, we are now back to you. We're coming back home. Fourth pick to end the draft.
It needs to be strong. Maybe I'm gonna go OG. Its texture and its flavor is almost different than any other frozen pizza, and it's OG. This is a Totino's party pizza.
That is
the miniature pepperoni. They're like small, airy, flaky. Totino's party pizza, miniature pepperoni.
That's a home run swing.
That is
You remember those as a kid? OG.
So
dude,
good.
that
also
I will say that I feel
that's the one where the bottom's like literal
team.
bread and it's just covered in lava, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're like airy. They're
dude, I really like my team, but that is a hell of a pull.
Yeah, because you got the crispy bottom and then just the soggy fucking like dough.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't had one of those in years.
They're good.
Why? Yeah. Why? They're good.
Because you always grab a Jack's pepperoni.
Probably, dude. I've been forgetting about my boy Totino.
I know. All right, Pink. What are you bringing it home with? And then we'll go through everybody's list.
I was torn, but I think having Sobi somebody already pulled on the chicken pizza, and I feel like it's not going to get as much love as it probably would being a standalone.
If it's in your heart, you got to do it.
Yeah, I had to do it.
But this is what's in my heart.
Yeah,
will stop my heart as well. This is the Red Baron breakfast scramble pizza.
Oh,
the king of all breakfast pizzas.
Oh,
Red Baron, dude. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Totally forget Red Baron exists, too. Red Baron goes hard, and their breakfast pizza is second to none.
All right.
It really is.
What do you guys got for we will do honorable mentions?
Okay.
Or do you want me to read through everyone's teams first?
Rip the rosters.
All right. So rosters, you'll be able to vote on these on our Instagram. So follow us on Instagram and Facebook too. You can follow us on both places. So I have got Pink with Pothole Pizza Meat Sweats.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Lots of Matza Bacon Cheeseburger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Screaming Sicilian Mother of Meat.
Yeah.
And the Red Baron Breakfast Scramble.
It's a very strong lineup.
You're coming to that pizza party.
That's a very good list. I got Sobi with Heggy's Chicken Alfredo.
Strong.
Sobi with Lots of Matza Pepperoni and Sausage.
Classic.
Heggy's Breakfast Pizza. And bringing it home with Totino's Party Pizza Pepperoni.
See, I feel like the fact that you have the only chicken pizza and I think the deep pull on the party pizza might get you there.
It might get
me
there.
The middle was like, but like I feel like you got two good ones.
I know, I got two good ones. I think I got two good ones.
I'm bringing up at the end with Jack's Pepperoni.
Ooh.
A Heggy's 4 meat pizza, DiGiorno's 4 cheese, and then bringing it home with a lots of matzo buffalo chicken.
That's also strong, especially you, the buffalo chicken.
This might be one of our. I feel
Yeah.
like this is one of our best spread out throughout.
It really is.
Very good all the way.
Anybody
So,
off the cuff?
It's almost like we
mention.
prepared.
I will say, before we get into the honorable mentions, I just do need to ask. I don't understand people that just buy cheese pizza, and because I was like, there's a lot of them, and I don't know what is wrong with them.
Yeah,
Because
I don't.
People love
I
it.
never even considered it.
I don't personally do it. I got the DiGiorno's 4 cheese on mine just because it's like almost a mozzarella stick amount of cheese. You know
But
what
I'm
I
saying,
mean? It's
like
insane.
your classic cheese, like a Jack's cheese pizza.
Yeah, no, I don't like that ruins. But like my mom
People
would get
buy
like,
them, dude.
my mom would get one of those and then like 4 pepperonis, right? And then you rip through all the pepperonis and you get home from basketball practice and you're 15 years old or whatever. You're like, I need to make dinner at 9 o'clock. I'll go to the pizza oven, and you open the freezer and it's just a cheese and you're like, I'll starve tonight. You just go to bed.
Like I would just rather abstain from food. Than that.
So Steph and I order our groceries from like Walmart delivery a lot of times, and it's cool. They just like show up on our front doorstep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's like an option where they can like sub stuff out if they don't have it, or even if that's what you picked, like for certain items, other items, maybe they just won't put it in your bag and they don't charge you for it. One time they subbed us out with 4 frozen pizzas of all cheese. I was freaking pissed, dude. I was so
I would have drove to Walmart.
I was like,
them.
This is bullshit, dude. They should have not put it in our order. I should have not paid for this, dude. 4 straight frozen cheese pizzas. Bullshit.
They for sure too saw the Jack's pepperoni was out and was like, oh, this cheese is overflowing.
Yeah, not like let me pick another one that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
No.
He did all the stuff with meatless cheese. No, straight all 4 of them. Yes.
It's Lent.
Hate you.
Oh my god.
All
2
right.
stars.
All right.
Stars.
So we'll post that on social, but what do we want to go around the horn here on honorable mention?
Yeah, I got a couple.
All right, Pink, you can start her off.
I actually have 2, both from the same brand, actually. These are both A1 delicious. I just don't think they're that popular. California Pizza Kitchen. They have one called the roasted garlic chicken pizza.
Ooh.
And one that's a barbecue chicken pizza, and they both slap.
Oh,
Haven't heard of that one, so
I haven't
that's
heard
good.
that either.
Yeah, they have them at Target.
Okay. Sobi?
One that comes to mind is it's the brand. I looked it up because I couldn't remember how to say it. Bellatoria. It's like the ultra thin crust.
Yeah,
Bellatoria, and this is the sausage Italian sausage, but really any flavor in that Bellatoria, they're like really thin. They're good.
They have a killer chicken one too.
Yep. I think chicken Alfredo one, too.
God,
I forgot about that brand existed. It's so
thin
good.
crust, dude. Fuck.
Okay, I had 3 of them, just kind of going back to playing the hits. One was a Tombstone Supreme. I don't think it's necessarily that crazy above average or anything. I just grew up eating Tombstone Supreme pizzas, so I had to write it down.
I like that.
So
I did have a Haggis chicken bacon ranch, but I didn't want to be. All of a sudden, everybody was clicking Haggis, and I was like, we can't just pick Haggis whole line.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then the last one, I think, of the generic brands, the best pepperoni, I think, so much underrated, and Pink brought them up, is Red Baron. Their pepperoni pizza is very good.
Yeah,
I would say
it's very underrated, or maybe I get the feeling somewhere, some district or some section of the United States, maybe they sell a ton of them, like we would sell Haggis or Jack's, but like, why is that not more popular? Here,
I don't know. It's very good.
They're good. I feel like their toppings slap, but sometimes their crust just isn't there.
Yeah, it just depends on the round, but they're good. All right, that was a great one. That was a weigh-in. Like we said, we'll post the polls up on social media. You guys can vote for them and
comment the ones below we're missing, because guarantee we miss them. So comment below if you want to know.
Should we preview what the next one's going to be? Sobi and I talked about it. Pink doesn't know about this one, but this is what it's going to be. The people will be riled up for this, Pink.
Feed me.
People are going to be riled up. Okay. So the next weigh-in topic, and Sobi did agree to this, so it is making fun of him, but it is very funny. Submitted by a person on Instagram. The next weigh-in topic will be things that are slower than Sobi's ability to propose.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
See you on the next episode.